are not here.
No!
So sitting in for Dan Patrick and hosting the Dan Patrick Show, here's Steve Covino and Rich Davis.
All right, another DP for Covino and Rich. What? What's up, everybody? Hey, Covino.
It's the day 3 show of the Dan Patrick Hat Trick, the extended haul, because we're on again Friday morning. Regular time tomorrow, 5 to 7 on the East, 2 to 4 on the West, Covino and Rich. Right now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. Excited to announce our brand new YouTube channel, streaming, simulcasting our show as we FSR. Hit subscribe. One click. It's simple. And thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you, Dan Patrick Show. The number is 877-99 on Fox.
Well, hey, we're 23 days away from the NFL season, and I'm engulfed in football, and it's not because of Travis Kelce. You saw that he said Taylor Swift is engulfed in the NFL. So maybe later we talk about the influences random women have had in your life, Covino. Have women gotten you into something and you're like, wow, you know what? She really did get me involved.
You know what it is? The things you do for love, the things you do for your significant other. Women, for the most part, put up with a lot with our sports obsessions and our habits. And I actually have a story about this, Rich. Forget about Kelce. I'm so sick of hearing about those guys. No offense. I say that respectfully, but I did some crazy stuff for my girlfriend. In fact, in Lake Tahoe, for my girlfriend, paying respect to her grandma who passed away. Live from Lake Tahoe. Never been here ever. Hey, what's going on?
Hey, Tahoe
So,
boy.
yeah, we're going to talk. Hey, I'm Tahoe boy.
I usually call you Taco Boy.
Grande. No, Tahoe boy. So the things you do for your significant other, we'll talk some baseball. Every Wednesday on our show, we do something called Midweek Major. It's the biggest stories in the world of sports and pop culture. But are those stories mid, like the kids say, weak, or major headlines? We'll break that down, and we play a game and give away prizes. It's called Big Mike's Wednesday Words of Wisdom. Rich, we're going to turn this hump morning, this hump day, into a hump night. Just keep it here. I don't even know what that means.
Yeah.
Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. So, hey, congrats to your boy Pete Alonso, man.
You know, I wanted to start with that real quick, and I do want to talk about Shohei Ohtani. He had a wild 24 to 48 hours. There was a triple play. There was what we thought would be a game-winning home run, and it just doesn't work out the way Shohei wanted and the Dodgers wanted. That division is now tied with like 40 games to go. Padres and Dodgers, who could ask for anything more? That looks awesome out west. So we'll talk some Ohtani. Aaron Rodgers is bitching and complaining about something, so we'll talk about him. A lot to get to, but real quick, I know it's my team, but I had a question for you. When you saw the highlight, I'm sure you've seen it, Pete Alonso hitting home run number 253.
And Pete drives one to deep right center field, headed back toward the wall. It's out of here! Out of here! Pete Alonso stands alone! The polar bear on his own private iceberg. Pete Alonso, the most prolific home run hitter in New York Mets history.
Yeah! Polar Bear Pete on an iceberg of his own. And Gary Cohen, and of course, the enthusiastic call. But I don't know, as a Mets fan, I loved it. I soaked it up. He hit another one after that. But do you think that's a bit dramatic for, I mean, they stopped the game down. It was at Citi Field. I loved it. But, I mean, 253 home runs just makes you realize there hasn't really been that awesome of a Met. No?
And you nailed it. That's exactly what I was going to say. When you have so few highlights as an organization. Now, when you go back to Citi Field, previously Shea, it was like going back into a time warp, into a time zone. It was like going back to 86 because that's the last time they won. You're still seeing highlights of Keith Hernandez and Darryl Strawberry, Doc Gooden, Ray Knight, Tim Tuffle, all those guys. And any other highlights they had, let's say 2015 or the Subway Series, it didn't amount to anything much. So you got to lean into these as an organization. And who better than Pete Alonso? You mean the guy they stiffed and drug along all offseason? And what he's done is remarkable. because he's a goofball, I guess, or a big dope, or I don't know how you view the guy, I don't think he gets the respect he deserves, the respect that an Aaron Judge gets or a Shohei gets. He's played 7 years, and he has 254 home runs now. His rookie year, 2019, 53 doms. Ooh. Then an off year with 16. He didn't play as many games, though. He only played 57 games that year. 37 home runs, 40 home runs, 46, 34. He now has 28 home runs. And again, he did this for the Mets in 7 years.
And keep in mind, like you just said, one of those years was the COVID year. So like that, it could be 275 right now. Had that not been the case,
Exactly. He would have crushed Darryl Strawberry's numbers. And by the way, who did he beat? It's also a big deal because of who he beat. And Darryl Strawberry to the Mets is everything. Darryl Strawberry, just for the record, for stats, baseball reference, Darryl Strawberry played 17 years in the bigs, hit 353, but for like 4 or 5 different teams. With the Mets, he hit 252 home runs in 8 years. So, again, Pete Alonso's the new Mets home run king, did it a year less, and finally gets a little bit of the credit he's deserved for a long, long time.
Polar bear
I don't
peach.
think. Yeah, look, I'm the first guy that wants to dump on your Mets, but I think that is something you lean into. I think you stop the game. I think you give him proper credit. You give him a standing ovation. You let him lean into the moment. Congrats, man. I think that's really, really cool, Rich. I think it's a big moment for your team.
Couple curtain calls, and again, I want to make this less about my Mets because I know we're on in L.A. and other big cities, but New York, we're not on in New York this morning. But I will say this, buddy boy. When you see your team play, and I saw this last night with my Mets, but this applies to anyone, basketball, football, baseball, hockey, hot dog eating, all the major sports.
Yeah.
When you see your team play to its full potential, is it sometimes aggravating because they're capable of it? Let me give you an analogy. When you're on vacation, sounds terrible, but like the wifey breaks out like some lingerie and some crazy moves in the bedroom, or your kids really behave, or like your coworkers pull their weight, and you're like, you could be doing this all the time? What are we doing? Like when an album is put out by a band you like, and it's really good, and you're like, then why was your last album a stinker? There's something to be said when you see your team putting out full effort and being awesome.
It also happens at work, not just in the bedroom.
Yeah.
At the office.
I said that, yeah.
Sometimes you're like, what is this guy doing? Or things don't seem to be functioning on all cylinders. But then some days, everything's just right. Everybody's stepping up and playing their part. And you're like, that's it. That's the magic. That's the chemistry. That's the way it's supposed to be.
Is that what fans get by on? Is that what bosses and husbands and wives, do we just all get by sometimes? I'm not trying to get all philosophical, but do we all get by a lot of times on knowing that, man, but they have so much potential?
And a lot of this falls on the front office, Rich, because Dave Roberts' hands are tied somewhat. Who's he going to put in there instead of Conforto? But Dodger fans are super frustrated with him because it seems like anytime he comes up in a moment that should be hopefully where he has a clutch moment, it doesn't end up that way. He pushed the count to be full, and I'm thinking, please just walk a run in, and no, he struck out.
Dude, when you're rooting for your guy the way you do for the crappy kid at the end of the Little League lineup, like, just walk, come on, just walk. That's not a good sign. That guy should not be your everyday player. And
I think, Rich, and you know this because he played for your Mets, the front office, they err on the side of, well, he might heat up, and we don't want to DFA him out, and then he'll heat up for some other team. That's probably what they're thinking, even though it's probably the wrong line of thinking.
And no other team really. So he has been trying ever since.
Yeah. And as far as Shohei, it looked like he went from hitting into a triple play, which seems like the Dodgers do that every season for some reason. I remember them hitting into a triple play last season. That was the 6th inning. To the 9th inning, he steps up and just crushes a bomb, puts the Dodgers ahead. All they had to do was, hold on to that lead in the bottom of the 9th. They couldn't. And so it went to extras, and you saw what happened. The Angels pulled it out in extra innings, and that means with what the Padres are doing, it is now tied up in the NL West. And Friday night in Los Angeles, the Dodgers and the hated Padres play each other.
It doesn't get more exciting than that. But the triple play, who fell at first
We've
base?
Been saying it for the whole year. Baseball's popping, dude. These are the highlights that stand out between Alonso and this triple play and how close everything is. I know you want to talk about football because we're 23 days away, but you got to lean into these moments.
Oh,
man.
don't forget
Baseball's been great for the past season and a half.
In Covino, we talked about what the Brewers are doing on yesterday's show. We talked the pocket pancakes, and they stay hot.
Dude, they beat up on Paul Skeens. I mean, the Padres look unbeatable in moments. Let me ask you this, Cove. When you see a triple play and Ohtani is part of it, and by the way, who fell at first base?
That was rushing.
Yo, he looked that made him better. The guy fell on his ass at first base trying to get back. He looked like
it was scary for a second.
It looked like he took a fall. I was glad that he was okay. Like, oh, that home run Ohtani hit that you thought was going to be the game winner. I'm not trying to be dramatic. He crushed that ball. Ohtani is one of those guys that when he gets it, and that ball was smoked. And again, it's just when your team can't find a way to close out a game, Danny, it's like Covino said the other day. It sometimes feels contagious, like the yips, like those losing ways just start spreading through the team.
I mean, they've battled so many injuries. We've talked about that throughout the season, but you got to rise above it. But it's also on the front office of these teams to do something at the trade deadline. The Dodgers did last year, and it helped them get to the World Series and win the World Series. This year, they sat on their hands, watched the Padres make all those moves, and right now, honestly, that's what's setting the Padres apart.
Yeah, injuries definitely hurt the Dodgers, but back to what Rich said, too, with the Shohei hit, some guys just have a different sound off the crack of their bat. Shohei, I didn't hear it, Rich and Spot, and Danny, had to be over 110 miles per hour exit velocity, easy, the way he crushed that ball. And the only other guy that comes to mind, you would think is Judge, it's not Judge, is Giancarlo Stanton, dude. When he hits it, I mean, he just destroys it.
I saw Giancarlo hit Stanton over his career hit home runs that look like it could be it looks like a line drive that just clears the shortstop, yet it just keeps going and it goes out of the ballpark. When he was early on,
circus shots,
like Marlin turning Yankee Stanton, like a little while ago when he was in his primo days, he still could do it. He's still probably on a daily basis his top 5 exit velocity every night, but Stanton's a beast.
Also, you guys,
he just.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, Covino. I was just going to point out, it's notable that California Love, Shohei hit that off of Kenley Jansen, the infamous former Dodger closer. So that was an extra hype moment for Dodger fans until the bottom of the ninth.
I was going to say, Giancarlo just clubs him, dude. I don't know if it's bat speed, strength, power, the way they connect, but I would say it's Shohei, Stanton. I would actually say it's Stanton and Shohei, and just from the eye test, Rich, and exit velocity, when we were at the Home Run Derby, watching O'Neal Cruz hit bombs, it was like the man amongst men. Like, it was insane to see the difference of the pop on his bat.
Some guys,
Shohei got one of those.
Some guys could rip the ball. Yeah. Other guys just separate themselves. And O'Neal Cruz, Shohei, Giancarlo Stanton, there's guys that just hit the ball. It's just a little harder than everyone else. But hey, baseball's popping. Football is back. 23 days till opening day and opening kickoff. I do want to talk about Aaron Rodgers in a little bit. I want to talk about the Cowboys, Kelce and Taylor Swift in the news. But I have an angle that's, I'm not caring about her new album, but it has to do with what you do for love. We'll get to all that coming up. But do you remember in the beginning of the season, we all thought the Dodgers were going to win 110 games? The Dodgers have 40 games left, 42 games. Would you say it's a fair statement to say, Danny, 24-18?
Yeah.
24-18, that would be, you'd be satisfied with 24-18. It might not win the division, but 24-18 seems fair.
The way the team looks right now, yeah.
24-18 gets you to 92-70. We were also convinced that this Dodgers team, it just shows you chemistry, injuries, all these things play a role. And again, the Dodgers are just too good to not make the postseason, but we all thought that they were going to win. We speculated, we're like, could they end up winning like 120 games and beat the Seattle Mariners record? That was a real conversation. That wasn't BS. We thought that was a possibility. But just to show that it's not easy to win 100-plus baseball games. It's just not.
It also shows you that you can't predict anything. I mean, we had reason to believe that with their pitching stacked, every position, an all-star squad. But you can't predict, like Rich said, the chemistry, but you can't predict the injury and what could go down in the long-ass season. So,
remember we talked about how their number 5 could be an ace for any other team. Their number 5 pitcher could be an ace. We talked about how their 7, 8, 9 in the lineup would be the heart of the lineup for a lot of lower-level teams.
Well, a lot of your conversation about them maybe winning 110 games was after they signed Blake Snell, remember?
So it was like,
but
oh, my God, what
how
are we
many?
doing? Yeah.
Which start from Snell has been your favorite this year, Rich? He hasn't been on the field like a lot of the Dodgers pitchers.
You just got to hope. I just got back from Vegas, and you look at that big board, the Dodgers are still the odds-on favorite to win the World Series. I assume that the Vegas sentiment is still that the Dodgers will find a way, Covino. That's the sentiment. That, listen, come playoff time, they'll have starting pitching that's healthy enough, plus Mookie, Freddie, Shohei. It'll be October, and they'll just get it done. But for a team that's the odds-on favorite by far to win the World Series,
well, they've proven they could do it.
they're not even leading their division right now. They're tied. So, I mean, we'll see what happens.
Which is another reason what makes it so exciting, man.
All right. Well,
you don't want it to be that predictable.
We could shift gears from baseball to a little football. I know everyone's got football on the brain. Aaron Rodgers got a goofy helmet on the brain. Aaron Rodgers got a problem, and it has to do with his helmet. I want to just dissect this a little bit. So I know Danny has a 4-minute timer anytime we talk about Aaron Rodgers. So little Aaron Rodgers, little NFL. I have a thought about the Cowboys. I know we're going to talk about Kelce. So all that and more coming up. Covino and Rich in for the great Dan Patrick right here on Fox Sports Radio. Now,
what does feeling safe at home really mean to you? For a long time, we thought it was enough to have good locks and maybe an alarm that would, make a lot of noise if someone actually broke in. But after people close to us were broken into, we realized that true security takes more.
Yeah, a system that works to prevent the break-in, that violation of your space from ever happening in the first place. That's why we trust Simply Safe to protect our homes and family. It's about security that's proactive, not just reactive. Now, most security systems only take action after someone breaks in. That's too late. Simply Safe's new Active Guard outdoor protection helps stop the break-ins before they happen.
AI-powered cameras plus live monitoring agents detect suspicious activity around your property. If someone's lurking, agents talk to them in real time, turn on spotlights, and can call the police, proactively deterring crime before it starts.
Named the best home security system of 2025 by CNET. 4+ million homes trust Simply Safe, ranked number 1 in customer service by Newsweek and USA Today. Monitoring plans start around $1 a day, no contracts, no hidden fees, 60-day money-back guarantee. Visit simplysafedan.com to claim 50% off your new system with a professional monitoring plan and get your first month free. That's simplysafedan.com. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Wake up, it's two pros and a cup of Joe, Fox Sports Radio.
You ready?
Yes.
I'm Colin Cowherd. This is The Herd.
You are listening to The Dan Patrick Show.
It's the odd couple. You know what time it is. Let's get it.
Fox Sports Radio. Bigger, bolder, and better than anyone in the game.
Fox Sports Radio is the #1 sports audio network.
Diverse, fun, entertaining, and driven by the big sports topics of the day.
They had to bolster the offensive line, which they did.
You finally said something right. Congratulations.
That game was incredible. You are wrong.
You could take that trash somewhere else. Wham! We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
I'm your favorite fan.
Thank
I
you.
love you. You're very talented. You're the best.
Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
Great show.
Thank you, Joe. You sound like Joe Pesci.
How am I funny to you?
I can't help but notice that the W-2s for the quarterback look a lot higher.
That's because we're worth it.
You gotta be kidding.
He never was an elite quarterback.
This team is unstoppable.
He made the right call. You know that's right.
LeBron James is a legend.
No, he's not. He complains all the time. You say Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, but Eli Manning beat him twice. Wrong. Wrong.
For 25 years, Fox Sports Radio has dominated the sports audio landscape.
With the biggest talent and the best programming available.
We talk sports and we have fun doing it. We talk about life.
Sports radio is where you go after the games are over, and then the discussion begins.
If the Chiefs win,
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
It is live. It is unscripted. No other medium can touch that.
And that's what makes it special.
Yes.
Who wants some?
Bigger. Bolder.
Better.
We are Fox Sports Radio.
Yeah.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes.
You're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best.
you were dating some girl and you were like, hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense. Her mom walked in. Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win,
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the funk.
We're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there. And I'll point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct. 50 Cent. I love his song.
Hey, welcome
You can't
back
schedule
to the
a big event.
program
a big
showgram.
sports moment.
My family
Taking
member
it on the
scheduled
road
their
today,
wedding
the Road.
the
I'm
same
live
night as a
from
Julio
Lake
Cesar show.
Tahoe. I'll explain why later.
Tahoe Grande.
Yeah, I'm here for like a funeral ceremony, so nothing fun, but it is fun to be here in for DP. Again, Rich, Danny G, Sam on the 1s and 2s, Spot on the videos. We're all live from the Fox Sports Radio studios on the west side. And is it time for a new job? Then it's time for Express Employment Pros. Quit the endless online job search. Enlist the pros. And Express never charges job seekers a fee if you go to expresspros.com. So, again, giving away prizes later today. Mike's Wednesday Words of Wisdom. We work with this guy, Mike. He's like a grumpy guy.
Who?
But he always walks around with Mike, who runs this place.
Yeah, the guy.
He has words of wisdom, and he's going to drop them. If you could repeat it verbatim, simple as that. You get a brand new CNR bribery ball, Nerf football, giving away prizes. We got midweek major. We got headlines. We got lots of fun. Covino and Rich, super fun time.
You know, Mike,
you're on the show.
Mike, who runs this place, might have the most fun fact story of all time. You know, everyone you meet, if you ask them, like, all right, give me like a random fun story about you. Mike has two. He was on Supermarket Sweep back in the day. He was running up and down the aisles of the supermarket on a game show. And when he was a younger man, he was trying to get with some girl. He went back to her apartment, and just when he thought he was about to get it on, there was a knock on the door, and her neighbor was Gary Coleman from Different Strokes.
Arnold?
And he C-blocked him and came in and decided to hang and play Scrabble. So I don't know anyone else that was C-blocked by Gary Coleman. So that's why Big Mike, who runs this place, sort of a legend around here.
Absolute legend. So we're going to pass on his words of wisdom. And, of course, we kicked off the show. Congrats again to your boy Polar Bear Pete, the all-time Mets home run hitter, 254 bombs in an era where we have Shohei and Judge and Harpers and Machados and Tatises and Acuna Juniors. You know, I feel like he doesn't get the credit he deserves. So I think it was warranted to stop the show yesterday and give him props. You know, there's so many people in life, Rich, to move on from baseball. There's so many people in life that get props that don't deserve those props. It's like that girl in the crew that everybody celebrates, but she's like the worst girl of the whole bunch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, why does everybody celebrate her? She's the weakest. You know, some people don't get the credit they deserve. I think Pete Alonso's that dude, so congrats to him. He did it in 7 years. Darryl did it in 8 years with the Mets. And, again, that short year has to play factor here. 2020 cut everything short, so he'd have a lot more. Congrats to baseball for having lots of moments. But now we're talking football because 23 days away.
We are going to talk football, but I had one last thought for you, and I think you'll like this thought. Actually,
Sure.
two more quick baseball thoughts. Baseball. You can't give the MVP to a guy hitting in the 240s, can you? So is it true? It's just a natural, true thought to think that Aaron Judge will win another MVP. Cal Raleigh, the big dumper's great, but he's got a little cold, so he's batting 245.
Well, the average was never the factor. It was what he was doing as a catcher, right? As a catcher. And if he hits over 62, you're really scratching your head thinking, well, man, he might be the guy because Aaron Judge also got injured this year. You know, of course I'm a Yankees fan. To see the all-around game of an Aaron Judge, all-around game, average, home runs.
All right.
His defense is underrated. I think, obviously, it's Aaron Judge. You see how they crumble when he's not in the lineup.
I mean, I think Cal Raleigh is awesome. I think Seattle is lucky to have him, the big dumper. He's got the best nickname in all of sports, possibly, since the big unit. The big dumper is great. We saw him at the All-Star game, but I don't care if you're a catcher hitting 40, 50-plus home runs. I don't think you could be the MVP when you're batting in the 240s. The lowest MVP batting average, just for the record, is Shohei Ohtani. He hit 257 in 2021, but let's keep in mind, he was also an ace pitcher that year. He was a full-time pitcher and a hitter, which is why it made sense, but 257 was the lowest ever for an MVP. So if Cal Raleigh did end up winning the MVP this year, it would be the lowest batting average ever for someone that was the most valuable player. And
so Shohei was an ace pitcher. Cal Raleigh just got that ace.
He just got that ace. And one more baseball note. You could say that guys like Felix Hernandez, King Felix, and Jacob deGrom paved the way for this to even happen. as far as starting pitchers who were named the Cy Young Award winner. I remember when King Felix was 13-12, only one game over 500, and he was your Cy Young Award winner. ERA 2.27 back in the day. And then my dude on the Mets, Jacob deGrom, who got the worst run support in the history of baseball. His ERA was 1.70, so they had to give him the Cy Young that year. He was 10-9, but the sentiment is, could Paul Skeens be the first starter, not pitcher, first starting pitcher, to win the Cy Young Award with a losing record? Because Paul Skeens is currently 7-9 with a 2.13 ERA.
Yeah, I mean, if he's that low in the ERA and he's that dominant on the mound, even though the Brewers smacked him around a little bit, yeah, he could be the first. He's the guy. Everybody knows how great he is and how crappy the rest of the team is around him. That's awesome. And that's why we love sports. You always see things you never saw before.
You might get a Cy Young Award winner with not even 10 wins. Anyway, moving along to football, let's talk about Aaron Rodgers and his bulbous big-ass helmet. I mean, it's not like the Eli Manning concussion helmet or the David Wright helmet back in the day, but Aaron Rodgers saying that he wore the same football helmet, the same style for 20 years, and they are now making him change it up. Here's what he said.
I'm trying to change. We're in the process still. Looks like a damn spaceship out there. We gotta change it. The face mask doesn't fit the helmet because it's an old face mask, obviously, just like I'm old. But we're trying to find the right helmet right now.
It's an old helmet. It doesn't fit. He's an old guy. The face mask, it feels like it's like loose on his forehead. Like I get it, but you got to get this right,
Rich,
no?
Yeah, but he sounds like a crotchety guy. Who was the last guy to complain about the helmet that you remember?
That would be another Pittsburgh Steeler, Antonio Brown, when he went to the Raiders. Remember, then it ended up like he never ended up playing?
And how did we feel about that? We were like, come on, dude, just get out there and do your thing. You know, it's even worse with Aaron Rodgers in a lot of ways because he's criticizing the new look of the helmet, but yet, in fact, he's the guy that looks the most odd wearing the old helmet. He looks like the great Gazoo out there. He looks odd. It's very round, very bulbous, very noggin boss, very old school looking. You know, he was strapped, like the old school chin strap, the same one your grandpappy wore in high school football. Like, I mean, listen, that's an old look. So he looks more ridiculous, not advancing with the new equipment.
I get it. I mean, let's not make it sound like Aaron Rodgers is Reggie Roby with his also had he just had the two little metal bars. But Aaron Rodgers, quote, "I can't stand the helmet. I've worn a chute for 20 years, and somehow is it shut? I've worn a shut.
The Shut Air XP Pro Q11 LTD. It's like a 2012 version that's always passed the test. Lasted a long time, but for the first time, the NFL labs tested it and finally forced the retirement of the helmet. So they're sort of forcing him to move on and step into today's game. I don't know, and look like everybody else. You know, when you're the only guy rocking it, that's what makes you look ridiculous.
There's a part of me that...
And a safety factor.
There's a part of me that's like, guy wore it for 20 years. He's got now it's not good enough. I don't know. But it does show you that I don't know if he's complaining as much as just explaining. You know what it reminds me of in every industry, whatever you do for a living, there's always the resistors. And Danny G, I'm sure you've seen this on your radio come up over the years. Back in the day when I was first starting in radio and broadcasting, there were always the old heads at the station. They were like, man, I want to play records or CDs. Like, they got mad when we changed to computer systems. And I remember thinking, like, you better learn it, dude, because you can resist all you want, but we're not going to be playing records.
It was more editing phone calls. Like, when we were kids in radio, the old-timers had done reel-to-reel tapes with razor blades and these white pencil markers to mark the tape.
Like,
and once it went digital... I remember I was like 17 years old at a radio station, and there were a couple old veterans at the station like, I want my reel-to-reel machine. I'm not doing digital.
I'm going to play records and use a reel-to-reel. And then, all the radio stations for iHeart, SiriusXM, they all use, pretty easy-to-use computer systems. Next-gen Profit, it's called. Like, it's a It's essentially like a system that segs songs into each other. You can edit easily.
But, dude, again,
there were
that's
resistors.
a horrible look. Not willing to advance, because the game passes you by. The game of life passes you by if you're not innovating and advancing and willing to make that change. You get stuck in the rut and you're the dinosaur. And he's worn this helmet for 20 years. Hey, great. That's grand. He looks ridiculous. That soft cup chin strap, he's going to get knocked in the face. We know that image of him laying there with it going across his nose. He's lucky he doesn't have his chin split open with that thing. These guys are getting bigger and stronger. Our resistance wasn't a safety issue or a health issue or a concussion issue either. But, Rich, in every industry, you're right. There's something. And I got one across the board that I think a lot of people can make that, I guess, change, because it's just, I don't want to do it. Like, remember when we worked at ESPN? I know a lot of companies do it. They all revolve around Slack and Microsoft Teams and things like that. It's become such a way of the work world. A guy like me who just wants to get on the mic and rip it and rip the mic on the daily. I don't want to get involved in Slack. People are like, do you have the Slack? I'm like, nah, dude, and I don't want it either. So, like, I do understand where Rodgers is coming from, but there's no better way to date yourself and get left behind.
Agreed. I'm right there with you. I wish I didn't have the same example as you. I have others to reference, but you're so right. If you're a guy that's not into the administrative stuff, when we get a call and it's like, hey, sales wants you guys to hop on there's a Teams call, or hey, I put the info on the intranet, the Slack, or you're right, we sent out the Google Doc with this. It's like, I don't know, hey, just text me or something.
Yeah, Rich, go to your OneDrive account, Rich.
Can't do it.
You wouldn't even know how to get into our OneDrive.
The other day, so the boss hit me up. He said, can you do that? Those courses like that you have to do at every company. Like, hey, you're due for your annual, sexual harassment or training courses.
Like HR testing?
Like those HR tests. He's like, yeah, can you go do that? I'm like, yeah, let me figure out how to even get on that.
You've got mail.
Yeah. By the way, speaking of which, I feel like sometimes I prefer the old school AOL days. We're going to talk about that later because there's another story about some old school stuff. But yeah, Aaron Rodgers decides he does not want to wear the new helmet, but he's going to have to.
But you realize, like, he never really talks about how it restricts his vision or how it just feels uncomfortable. It's the aesthetic of it. It's how it looks like a spaceship. I don't like it. And again, the way he looks is so old. It's more of a style preference. It's like you refusing to wear whatever jean cut is in right now, but this is safety involved. And I think there's a lot of people listening, too, that were just unwilling to advance. Like, there's dudes that still wear Adam Sandler super huge basketball shorts.
No offense, no offense to the Sandman. You shouldn't be rocking shorts below your knee. Come on. What are we doing?
It dates you. It just does. It leaves you behind.
Yeah, let me ask you, in all sports, what are those indicators where it's like, yo, that's an old school veteran? In baseball, I think it's a guy that doesn't have a lot of the gear when he's in the batter's box, like the old school veteran that doesn't have a lot of elbow guards and ankle guards and wristbands, and there's some guys that still rock that. In the 80s, for me, Covino is the baseball player that didn't have the ear on the helmet. Like, I picture like Dave Winfield or Keith Hernandez or one of those dudes they just wear like the cap, like the baseball
wearing
helmet.
A big giant ice cream helmet.
True. So, hey, we'll take your feedback. Aaron Rodgers with the helmet, and we got a bunch to get to. We'll do midweek major, Mike's words of wisdom, and of course, more NFL as we are 23 days away. More Covino Rich in for Dan Patrick on Fox Sports Radio.
Wake up, it's two pros and a cup of Joe, Fox Sports Radio.
You ready?
Yes.
I'm Colin Cowherd. This is The Herd.
You are listening to The Dan Patrick Show.
It's the odd couple. You know what time it is. Let's get it.
Fox Sports Radio. Bigger, bolder, and better than anyone in the game. Fox Sports Radio is the #1 sports audio network.
Diverse, fun, entertaining, and driven by the big sports topics of the day.
They had to bolster the offensive line, which they did.
You finally said something right. Congratulations.
That game was incredible. You are wrong.
You could take that trash somewhere else. Wham!
We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
I'm your favorite fan.
Thank you.
Love you. You're very talented. You're the best.
Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
Great show.
Thank you, Jim. You sound like Joe Pesci.
How am I funny to you?
I can't help but notice that the W-2s for the quarterback look a lot higher.
That's because we're worth it. You gotta be kidding.
He never was an elite quarterback.
This team is unstoppable. He made the right call. You know that's right.
LeBron James is a legend.
No, he's not. He complains all the time. You say Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, but Eli Manning beat him twice. Wrong. Wrong.
For 25 years, Fox Sports Radio has dominated the sports audio landscape with the biggest talent and the best programming available.
We talk sports and we have fun doing it. We talk about life.
Sports radio is where you go after the games are over, and then the discussion begins.
If the Chiefs win,
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
It is live. It is unscripted. No other medium can touch that.
And that's what makes it special. Yes.
Who wants some?
Bigger, bolder, better. We are Fox Sports Radio.
Yeah.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready? Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio.
When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best.
you were dating some girl and you were like, hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense. Her mom walked in. Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win,
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the fun.
We're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there. And I like point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate.
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct, 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event during a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight.
Hey, we're back. Live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, the Cruise in L.A. I'm Tahoe Grande, live from Lake Tahoe. Tahoe boy, Steve Covino and Rich Davis. Covino and Rich in for the great Dan Patrick. And for over 40 years, Tire Rack has been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Ship fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. Tire Rack. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. Now, action-packed Hump Day show, giving away prizes, Mike's Wednesday Words of Wisdom, and stick around for Midweek Major. We do it every Wednesday on our show, 5 to 7 on the East, 2 to 4 on the West, everything at Covino and Rich. Now, we're talking about being that guy, like respectfully, my Uncle Joe, who was the last guy, I think, on planet Earth to evolve from a flip phone to a smartphone, because he was just reluctant and couldn't move forward, and you get stuck in your rut, and you get left behind in life as a result. And that's what Aaron Rodgers is sort of dealing with this helmet.
Been rocking the same one for 20 years.
Yeah, he had a good run.
Hey, it's sometimes you got to hand in the equipment. It's like having an old-ass car, and you're like, yeah, but it works. I still want to use it. And then you get a new car, and you're like, oh.
I'm telling you, Uncle Joe, he bust out a flip phone. He had like a little leather plastic protector over it, and he would slap it and go, babe, this one here, best phone ever. I'm like, no, it's not. You got it together with duct tape. It's not it takes the worst photos ever.
Best
Get a
phone
smartphone.
ever.
He bought extra ones just in case, and like,
it's like embarrassing.
It is like, he's okay now, but I'm saying, and that's the thing. You realize after a while, you know what? Why did I wait so long? You're right. It is better with the new way.
Best one
Not
ever.
always, but most of the time.
I'm glad your Uncle Joe is sticking to his StarTech instead of the new iPhone. That's a good plan, Uncle Joe.
The
You know
best,
what?
bro.
Aaron Rodgers, crappy old helmet or adjusting to the new one. I think his story in Pittsburgh is going to be one that, even though guys like Danny G are like, I'm sick of hearing about Aaron Rodgers, I feel like it's going to be a great storyline all year, because I don't know, man. I think the days of the Steelers being 8-9 or 9-8 are done. I think they're either going to be surprisingly awesome or suck. Like I think you're going to see a hell of a lot of suck or awesome. I don't think Aaron Rodgers and this team. I think there's an implosion or success. I don't think it's in between this year. I just can't see it being another 9-8 or 8-9 season. Did you see that meme that's been floating around, Danny G? It was every team's best and worst scenarios this year. And it was like 17-0 or 0-17. And for the Pittsburgh Steelers, like, best scenario, 9-8. Worst scenario, 8-9. Like, it's such a sentiment that this team is every year good enough, but not really good.
Yeah, but Rich, that's why if you want to get 10 wins this year and really step up and go out on a high note, right? Aaron Rodgers has to redeem himself in a lot of ways.
In a playoff game, right?
This is the last thing he should be worried about. Like, hey, make a decision. I know there's a lot of options, and I know you're really stuck on your old school helmet. Pick one and move forward, because nothing screams old guy when you're unwilling to just make this simple change. And no one wants to hear that right now. We want to hear about you moving forward and getting into the playoffs.
Well, there's a couple stories I want to get to in a second. You could argue it has to do with old guys and old guy thoughts. But let's say what's up to Travis in Chatsworth. We'll take a couple phone calls. What's up, Trav?
Hey, Rich. I just wanted to check in on your mosquito bites. I couldn't sleep last night.
I know. You were worried about me. I know. How can you not? I'm feeling okay today.
Wow, what a relief, man.
Best call of the day, Travis. Thank you. Our buddy Trip in Vegas. What's up, Trip?
Hey, good morning, guys. Always good to hear y'all for 3 hours.
What's up, bro?
Thanks.
I'm with my boy, Danny G. I don't care. I hope he's successful, and he's great. I'm just tired of Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, you know what? It's also a feeling
Relax.
You understand. Like, we all have those feelings, but nothing screams you're the old guy and the game is passing you by than complaining like this. We all have to catch ourselves when we complain about the new technology at work, the new system, the new ways, the new routines, because that's why people move on and find a younger guy and pay them less, because you're complaining and unwilling to just move forward.
Well, can I make you feel like an old guy for a second?
Sure.
Because there's actually 3 stories, two of which I'm gonna get to next, and they're coming of age stories of like, wow, and it'll tell you can tell by how you answer this whether or not you're an old guy or a young guy. But let me tell you one of them right now. There's a product that's been 99 cents forever, and they're saying no longer could be the case.
Oh, wow.
So I'll explain that and a bunch more. A lot of NFL, a little baseball, more Covino and Rich next.
Wake up, it's 2 pros and a cup of Joe, Fox Sports Radio.
You ready?
Yes.
I'm Colin Cowherd. This is The Herd.
You are listening to The Dan Patrick Show.
It's the odd couple. You know what time it is. Let's get it.
Fox Sports Radio. Bigger, bolder, and better than anyone in the game. Fox Sports Radio is the #1 sports audio network.
Diverse, fun, entertaining, and driven by the big sports topics of the day.
They had to bolster the offensive line, which they did.
You finally said something right. Congratulations.
That game was incredible. You are wrong.
You could take that trash somewhere else. Wham!
We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
I'm your favorite fan.
Thank you.
Love you. You're very talented. You're the best.
Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
Great show.
Thank you, Joe. You sound like Joe Pesci.
How am I funny to you?
I can't help but notice that the W-2s for the quarterback look a lot higher.
That's because we're worth it. You gotta be kidding.
He never was an elite quarterback.
This team is unstoppable. He made the right call. You know that's right.
LeBron James is a legend.
No, he's not. He complains all the time. You say Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, but Eli Manning beat him twice. Wrong. Wrong.
For 25 years, Fox Sports Radio has dominated the sports audio landscape with the biggest talent and the best programming available.
We talk sports and we have fun doing it. We talk about life.
Sports radio is where you go after the games are over, and then the discussion begins.
If the Chiefs win,
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
It is live. It is unscripted. No other medium can touch that.
And that's what makes it special. Yes.
That's start in the NFL. Running back James Cook put a pause on his hold-in yesterday, returned to the practice field. Well, that seemed to work as the Bills signed Cook to a 4-year extension worth $48 million with $30 million guaranteed. Steelers quarterback Aaron Rodgers, not a fan of his new helmet.
No, I'm trying to change. We're in the process still. Looks like a damn spaceship out there. I gotta change it. The face mask doesn't fit the helmet because it's an old face mask, obviously, just like I'm old. But we're trying to find the right helmet right now.
Packers quarterback Jordan Love underwent left thumb surgery, should be ready for their season opener against the Lions. The Brewers crushed Paul Skeens and the Pirates for their 11th straight win. Angels walk it off, beat the Dodgers in 10. Padres knock off the Giants, now in a first-place tie with the Dodgers in the NL West. Mariners win, Astros lose, now tied with Houston for first in the AL West. That's sports. I'm Ronza Moss.
DP.
Dan Patrick.
Welcome to the Dan Patrick Show.
We are the most unathletically decorated show in radio history, I think.
America's most revered sports talk show.
Respect the position that you have.
But today, Dan Patrick and the four Danettes are not here. So sitting in for Dan Patrick and hosting the Dan Patrick Show, here's Steve Covino and Rich Davis.
Wow, what a pleasure, what an honor to fill in for the great Dan Patrick here on Fox. Now, what I want to do is, I want to talk about NFL this hour, but based on this Aaron Rodgers story, as we do it live from the Fox Sports Radio studio, whether or not you're the old guy or not. Are you the old guy, or are you up on the new stuff? And if you missed Aaron Rodgers talking about this, I was saying, you got Aaron Rodgers talking about his big bulbous helmet? Take a listen to this.
Trying to change. We're in the process still. Looks like a damn spaceship out there. I gotta change it. The face mask doesn't fit the helmet because it's an old face mask, obviously, just like I'm old. But we're trying to find the right helmet right now.
I think he's being light about it, and it's so easy to want to pick on Aaron Rodgers because he has said so many things that rub people the wrong way, but I think the helmet will be the least of his troubles or your troubles or anyone's troubles, but it does remind you that as we all get older, there's going to be changes at the workplace that you are not comfortable with right away.
Rich, I got to confess. Well, first off, I agree with you. I want to make it clear, we're not like coming down on Aaron Rodgers. I think it's really relatable, but at the same time, as a guy who cares and wants to see the old guy succeed, like this just stands out to me as something people shouldn't complain about because it starts to date you, and that's why companies move on.
But you're the first guy to always say, and I know you're not getting down on Rodgers, but Covino will always be the first to say, well, look, did they ask him the question? He just answered. Like someone very well was like, Aaron Rodgers, what's the deal with your helmet? And he's like, well, you know what? I don't want to bitch about it, but I don't like it. I'm used to my old helmet, and he laughed about it. Hey, the helmet's old. I'm an old guy. Like so, I don't think he's being Aaron Rodgers-ish, to be honest. I think it is relatable. We all have gone through those things where there's a new system in place at work, or if you're an old guy and they switched over something where you do your business. I get it.
For us personally, it's a very personal example, but we could take yours before we move on. 877-99 on Fox. Again, thanks for watching us on YouTube at Covino and Rich FSR.
Oh, we got the new YouTube page, by the way, which, again, that's a fun new thing here for Fox Sports Radio. YouTube.com/@Covino and Rich FSR, and you could watch the show every day. Hey, just hit the subscribe button. It would be a very kind gesture. It would be very nice.
You could see me in Tahoe, Lake Tahoe. You can see the rest of the crew back in L.A. from the mean streets of L.A., from the Fox Sports Radio studio. But Rich and I, we still do music stuff on Sirius XM. There's nothing worse than when you're talking to like an engineer or an IT guy and they're talking down to you because you've been around a long time, and let's say your password expires on your computer, or for us it's our system where we record and do stuff. And they're like, do you use the operating system we use is Horizon View? And I'm like, nope, I don't.
No, don't use
sorry.
it. Same.
And it's the same thing. So I can't come down on Rodgers because we all experience that. But hey, man, move on, move past it. And it goes to remind you that even at this stage of the game, over 20 years into it, anything Rodgers says is a big deal because when you hear the soundbite, it's not that big of a deal.
No, he's just, to be honest, it might be the most relatable Aaron Rodgers has been in a while. So I wish him, Mike Tomlin, and the Steelers luck. But, Covino, I had 3 other examples, and it's just a fun little thing we could go over real quick. It's a little test of, are you reluctant? Are you old? And nothing wrong with old. We're all getting older. You could be 30, 40, 50. We're all getting older. But 3 things that stood out in the news today, believe it or not, to go along with the Aaron Rodgers not liking the adjustments. Number 1, I said it, something that's been 99 cents our whole life might have to change its price point because of inflation, some tariffs, who knows. Not the 99-cent store, not the dollar store, not the Dollar Tree, because that's already $1.25 in a lot of places. They're saying they might need to change the price of Arizona iced tea.
I knew it. Because the joke was always, we need to get the person in charge of Arizona to handle inflation here in the country because that's been the same price forever. I knew that was
you're on a road trip. Danny G used to have at a gas station. You're like, how is it still 99 cents?
I used to drink the mango one, and then one day I looked at the sugar grams on the back.
What, 60?
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, one day after 20 years.
Yeah. No, I've not bought one since.
But
diabetes.
Diabetes is right. Arizona iced tea, it looks like they might have to move off of the 99 cents, which is sort of funny when you think about how forever the joke was, like Covino said, who is in charge of their strategy? 99 cents? It's like in New York City, Covino, they still have those dollar slice places, and I'm like, how are there places that still sell a dollar slice?
3 words, low quality ingredients.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, Rich, before you give us the other 2 examples and phone calls, 877-99 on Fox, how about this one? Like, I can't be the only kid that experienced, I say kid because I'm talking about my parents, that experiences this. My mom, unwilling, I should say, to move forward like Aaron Rodgers, reluctant, I should say, where she gets mad that the family knows about other family members because we see it on Facebook, and she refuses, along with my dad, to have any sort of social media. But then they're left behind and left out, and they don't know what's going on. Because I'll say things like, yeah, did you see cousin so-and-so had a birthday party and this and that? How do you know? Yeah, everyone includes you and not me. And it's like, no, Mom, you're just, I don't know. I just see it on Facebook, but you're unwilling to do it.
No one included me. I just scrolled like everyone else.
That's it. Yep.
Exactly. Speaking of social media, my brother is newly single, unfortunately going through a divorce. And he's been one of those guys that's not really a social media guy, much like our Iowa Sam. Who,
no, hold on.
Who is reluctant?
I'm just not on Instagram.
I told
that's
my brother.
not the be-all, end-all social media. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Facebook.
You know who's
I'm on
Twitter?
LinkedIn.
You know who's on Twitter?
And he's in chat rooms.
That's social media.
Yeah, he's in chat rooms every night.
Instagram is for narcissists. I don't care about Instagram.
Iowa Sam, listen to me and listen good. I feel like you need my advice on this.
Oh, I don't. Thank you.
I think you do. You know who's on Twitter? Faceless sports trolls.
Okay, yeah,
right?
But it's still social media. You act like I'm on nothing, like I'm Amish. I use a butter churn. I don't. I'm online. I am online. I'm perpetually online.
How dare you? The Amish are playing pickleball now.
That is true.
Hey, Rich, you know what? Speaking of my mom,
what is he on his Rumspringa? What do they call it?
Rumspringa is when you go away and you see if you're going to be a sinner and leave the community.
Well, I'm just saying. I was saying. I told my
I'm
brother.
not on TikTok. I'm not on Instagram. Whoop-de-doo.
My little brother going through a divorce. 40-year-old kid. I think he's a kid because he's my younger brother, but he just turned 40, right?
He looks like Jim Halpert from, in my opinion,
he looks like
smaller Jim Halpert from The Office.
He looks like Jim from The Office.
Yeah.
And
his name's Jim.
And he's not on Instagram. And I go, dude, you're going to meet women, and when they realize you don't have an Instagram page, they're going to think you're a murderer hiding something.
But there are already murderers hiding on Instagram.
I'm just saying.
And why limit your access to new people if you're on a mission to date, right? So you're just C-blocking yourself. If you're in that situation, cast the largest net possible. And back to my mom, Rich. I don't know if it's a cultural thing, a Mexican guilt thing, but my mom refuses. I'm not even kidding you, because her mom refused to use a dishwasher because grandma was the dishwasher. My mom is the dishwasher. They don't use it still to this day. I swear to God. It's just there in the kitchen.
It's so much more efficient than hand washing. Like, it uses so much less water and it's faster and it saves you time.
I'll agree with
I
you.
don't have a dishwasher and it stinks.
Sam,
I call that Mexican guilt and unwilling to just, I don't know, hop on the carousel of progress.
That's one thing we agree on, Sam. I didn't realize it until someone told me, and I was like, you know what? Are you right?
Yeah,
about
everyone
that?
thinks it's washing by hand is like, no. Dishwashers are way more efficient.
No, you use way less water, and so.
But like, I went from a place with a dishwasher to a place without a dishwasher, and I'm like, this sucks.
You could comment to Sam. He's not on Instagram. Where can people find you, Sam? On MySpace?
Iowa Sam 99 on Twitter.
So, a couple other things that will date you, and I just said these are in the news today for some reason. The Arizona iced tea, we all remember 99 cents. There's something that's trending, and it was trending on all the social media sites that Iowa Sam doesn't use, like TikTok and Instagram. How do you check out of a hotel? And it was a really funny debate online, and it was how you check out of a hotel is so telling of how old you are. Covino, how do you check out of a hotel?
It's a good one. It just depends. Sometimes I don't at all. Sometimes I'll just make a quick phone call.
So the sentiment, if you don't need a receipt for work or expenses or stuff like that, because that's an exception, right? But if you're just staying at a hotel, they're saying the complete indicator if you're a boomer or older is if you actually check out, like you hand back your little plastic key cards.
Yeah, some people stand in line.
They stand in line and like,
no.
all right, I'm checking out of room 806. And it's like, all right, sir, checking out of room 806. Younger people are like, no, you just walk out. You don't need to say a word.
You know how you check out or how you should check out? Take your do not disturb sign off the door.
Yeah.
That's how you check out.
So they're saying that the big indicator of your age is how you check out of a hotel room. If you wait in line or go to the front desk, hand in your little plastic cards and say, oh, yeah, I'm checking out of room 210. Yeah, okay, sir, thank you. You're all set. Because you don't need to do it. You can just walk out of the hotel. And then other people on social media were arguing that it's rude to just walk out because if you give them the indication that you're leaving early, they might be able to clean that room for someone else to have an early check-in. But that is one of those, how old are you? Are you I check out of a hotel old, or are you I just walk out of the hotel old?
And Rich, again, to prove that I'm not harping or dumping on Rodgers here, because we all relate, it's been maybe a year since I started doing the mobile orders at Starbucks. Because I was like, nah, I'm good, old school, I'll wait in line, I'm okay. And then you make that change and you realize, oh, I was reluctant to do that, and I'm sure Aaron Rodgers will feel the same way, and he'll be safer as a result. Is your last one involving the Minnesota Vikings?
No, my one is, it's not involving the Minnesota Vikings. My last one.
Because I feel like their fans are dating themselves a little bit with some maybe partial ignorance too.
You know what? Add it to the list. Add it. Skull. Add the Vikings to the list in a second because I think I know the story you're talking about. But the one I saw this morning was this is a coming of age thing because I feel like if we all go back to our teenage years, if you're roughly our age, AOL is officially doing away with dial-up internet. I didn't think it was still available. AOL was still offering dial-up internet, and today they've announced that, it's not going to be an option anymore, which is wild because I do feel like we all had that one family member that was still paying for AOL a couple of years ago.
That's insane, dude. I'm with you.
You've got mail.
I had no idea that was still an option.
You can
like
still
I didn't
dial
even
up.
know it still worked. That's crazy that people were unwilling to advance.
Does
Like I
your
said,
mom
maybe-
still interrupt you if you're using.
Mom, I'm trying to sign on the internet.
Well, you'd have to try to dial back up. Remember?
I don't know.
By the way, imagine watching the hub with that connection.
Oh my God! Remember downloading like a nudie pic and it would be like pixelated like one little row at a time.
File's done.
Hey, Spotty, our video guy, when you were dialing up, just correct me if I'm wrong. The people that were still using it they had a landline and they were using it instead of getting Wi-Fi from their provider. There were still people that were like, no, I don't need Wi-Fi. I'll just use my phone line.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess it's cheap.
Yeah, it's the only way you use it is dial-up. You're dialing in to using a modem.
So
I don't even know modems were still sold.
That's another thing. Are you old if you have a landline?
That would be cheap, though, because you're buying a landline, which is like almost free, basically, and then you're just using the landline for your dial-up internet.
When's the last time any of you had a real landline?
I
over 10, 15 years, maybe?
even well, first of all, think about when was the last time, this is another one, when was the last time you had like cable television, right? I think the last time, even when I had cable TV, remember they offer like the triple play, and it's like you could get internet, phone line, and cable.
Bundle.
I remember the last time I even resisted the phone line. They're like, it's free. I'm like, yeah, but I don't need it.
But some of us do it for sports, Rich. Like Spectrum has the Dodgers, so I have Spectrum for that reason.
Landlines you have a Sports Illustrated football flip phone?
Landlines are good for if you do a lot of interviews because they do come in clear, much clearer. And
yeah, but see, that's where you go with Zoom, Sam. You don't need a landline anymore.
But the landline, though, doesn't rely on internet. So, like, if you have your internet is down, you can go with the landline, and that's a little backup emergency thing. Yeah, it's not bad to have.
I get it. I just feel like
when you hear a telephone ring in a home, you're like startled. You're like, oh, it's like super loud, and you're like, why is there a phone ringing in every room?
I think my dad finally got rid of his landline. I remember asking him. I went to his house, and I'm like, who calls you? Do you like telemarketers? Because his landline would ring like a couple times a day if I would visit him, and it was always a telemarketer. Because anyone that actually called him called his iPhone. I'm like, dude, why do you have this? So that someone could harass you 3 times a day? You don't need a landline. Tell your parents it's okay. They could resist it. They could tell Time Warner or Spectrum or whoever, and be like, hey, listen, you can leave the phone off.
And, again, nothing dates you. We say this. It's a Covino and Rich sort of rule. CNR in for Dan Patrick. Day 3 of the hat trick. We're in again on Friday. He looks like Great Gazoo out there, and I say that respectfully. That just means he's battled for years. He's been there a long time. We always say, Rich, the 2 things that date you most, and we're not saying you have to jump on every trend either, is your haircut and your jean cut. Those are the things that date you most. You got to be willing to, again, not hop on the trend, but make some sort of compromise.
Yeah, if you got some carpenter jeans, it's not the 90s
What if you're
anymore.
a carpenter, though?
Unless you're Jesus as a carpenter,
Unless
right?
you're
Who else?
Bob
Or unless
Vila.
you're one of the carpenters.
But I think they're kind of
jeans
coming
is-
back. You might be like in style again, but it's like whatever cut that if you're rocking some sort of Levi 550 silver tab from 1990 something, like that dates you. And if you have that regular guy haircut like we do, again, it dates you. And I'm not saying that's necessarily always a bad thing, but it does. These things show that you're of a different generation. And that's what Rodgers' helmet is doing to him. And sports is not an old man's game. That's the thing. Like, that's why I always say, too, like, dye that beard, dude, because it doesn't help you. They're going to use you being old as an excuse all the time.
Yeah, look at him. He's an old guy. But, hey.
You don't need to advertise that in sports.
Aaron Rodgers, AOL, Arizona Iced Tea, all sort of ties together today. But I was saying, do you check out of a hotel or do you just walk out?
I've done both. I mean, because I don't think a lot of people know that you can just walk out now.
Is it?
Like, you have to be out. What do they do? Like, if you're not out by your checkout time, do they charge you an extra half
call
day
you.
if you're still asleep and they're trying to clean the room?
They'd probably call you and be like, yeah, you got to get out. You got to get out within a few minutes or else we'll charge you. But I think there's like a weird insecurity. Like, what if they charge me? Because why else would you really need to check out of a hotel? You don't need to.
What if you don't want to throw away those plastic keys? You want to recycle them back in the system.
Leave them on.
You can leave them
on the desk.
True.
In the hotel room.
True.
Hey, Rich, as our boy Gary Vee said for years, and we quote it all the time, innovate or die. We know it's not easy, but you gotta stay up on things at work and in relationships and in life, or you get left behind. And Aaron Rodgers will make that change, just taking a little longer than normal. And to wrap it up, and we'll still take your feedback, but I mentioned the Vikings. We'll save it for midweek major, the biggest stories in sports and pop culture. But I'll just say that has to do with male cheerleaders. And, again, the unwillingness, according to social media, to just accept it. It's been going on forever. And in the NFL, and I know there's more to the story, so like I said, I'll save it. I just want to let you know what I was referencing before.
Hey, Rich, really quick, do you think Clayton Kershaw feels old because MLB's social media account posted this over the weekend? He's still shutting down Guerrero 16 years later.
I saw this.
Did you
it's
see
great.
that? 2009, Vlad Sr. went 0 for 3 against a 21-year-old Clayton Kershaw. And then this past weekend, Vlad Jr. went 0-2 with a walk versus 37-year-old Clayton Kershaw.
I think that's amazing.
When you are shutting
testament
down,
to just lasting a long time.
When you're shutting down generations of superstar players, Pops and his kid, it's a hell of a career for Clayton Kershaw. And have you seen his stats? Is it his stats side by side with Verlander or Scherzer? One of the. I feel like there's a few pitching studs that their numbers are so similar. They're all Hall of Famers, but I feel like sometimes your boy Kershaw, Danny, gets lost in that Scherzer Verlander mix. Would you say all three of those guys are like same caliber to you?
Yeah. And a little bit, and it obviously took a while for Kershaw to have the postseason success we were all hoping for, and then he fought injuries. But yeah, man, how many one-year deals has he had?
I'm a fan of what he's all about. I like Clayton Kershaw. I'm not a Dodgers guy, but I think he's a great dude.
So great, all Hall of Famers, by the way.
Yeah,
I think he gets the credit he deserves. I think it goes back to what Danny G said there. He had some criticism and some injuries, and he feels like he's been around forever. So maybe we don't talk about him as much as we should. And, again, you're not supposed to jump on every new thing or every new trend, but be aware of them, be willing to.
Yeah.
Don't be reluctant or get left behind. Like, Rich, I'm not saying every old guy out there should call a hot dog a glizzy just because the kids are doing it. You know what I mean?
I don't think if you're 40, 50 years old, you should be rocking a broccoli haircut because a young kid does.
Exactly.
You know what's appropriate, but also just know if you're sounding like the old complaining guy. You don't want to be the male Karen. Is that a Darren? I don't even know. Listen, we got a lot coming up. We're going to talk about Dallas Cowboys.
No, Rich. It's an Aaron.
Oh, it's an Aaron. Okay.
I had a glizzy in my mouth.
So
and his boomer helmet.
We'll talk some Dallas Cowboys. We'll talk some Travis Kelce. We got midweek major. Mike's words of wisdom. We're going to give away some prizes. So still got plenty to get to on a Covino and Rich action-packed Wednesday show. We got some prizes next. So if you want to get involved, 877-99 on Fox. But we got to tell you, from searching online to asking your friends and fam, there's lots of ways that you could look for a new job. But what if you had a team of experts on standby to help you out to find the right role? Your local Express Employment Pros office is your one connection to endless job opportunities.
With just one application, it can help you find a job at a company that fits your needs. Visit expresspros.com. And as always, Express never charges job seekers a fee. With more than 870 locations, there's an office nearby ready to help you.
Express knows when local companies are hiring, even for jobs that might not be posted yet. So keep a lookout. Express also offers benefits and competitive pay. And in just one interview, they're prepared to present you multiple companies that fit your needs.
Go to expresspros.com, get started. Discover for yourself what it's like to have support in your job search. You can also start your job search through the Express Jobs app. Download it today, search jobs, apply, and contact your local Express team.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio.
When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking
joking.
Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best. You were dating some girl, and you were like, hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense. Her mom walked in. Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say. It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win,
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the funk.
we're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there. And I like point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct, 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event during a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it. Wake up, it's two pros and a cup of Joe, Fox Sports Radio.
You ready?
Yes.
I'm Colin Cowherd. This is The Herd.
You are listening to The Dan Patrick Show.
It's the odd couple. You know what time it is. Let's get it.
Fox Sports Radio. Bigger, bolder, and better than anyone in the game. Fox Sports Radio is the #1 sports audio network.
Diverse, fun, entertaining, and driven by the big sports topics of the day.
They had to bolster the offensive line, which they did.
You finally said something right. Congratulations. That game was incredible. You are wrong.
You could take that trash somewhere else. Wham!
We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
I'm your favorite fan.
Thank
I
you.
love you. You're very talented. You're the best.
Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
Great show.
Thank you, Jim. You sound like Joe Pesci.
How am I funny to you?
I can't help but notice that the W-2s for the quarterback look a lot.
All right, welcome back to the show. Covino and Rich, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7 on the East, 2 to 4 on the West. And always a pleasure filling in for DP. Right now I'm live from Tahoe, Lake Tahoe. And the rest of the crew, the best team, well, props to the Danettes too, but our team is pretty stellar. Danny G, Sam.
I thought you were going to say the best team, the Brewers, because that's a good answer right now, right?
Oh, the Brew
Got
crew
some pocket
for sure.
pancakes on standby.
We got Spot on standby with Midweek Major. He's on the videos too. Live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. Real quick, right quick, pickleball is booming. And Tyrol is leading the change and leading the charge. Tyrol makes the first shoe built for just pickleball with a rugged Vibram outside that outlasts tennis shoes, more comfort, grip, and game. Tyrol, remember the name. Play longer, move quicker, and look like a pro at TyrolPickleball.com.
I'm convinced I would whoop your ass at pickleball. We need to get involved. I feel like you and we need to go at it.
You know what? I'm not opposed to that.
You and I have
pull a Mariano Rivera and have like a old guy injury.
Well, not with Tyrol, bro. You want to Tyrol?
That actually ties into our last conversation. Like, other things when guys go out to play any sport, you could see that they haven't bought any new athletic gear in like 25 years.
No doubt, of course.
Right.
You know what? I want to do. I want to do Mike's words of wisdom. And we got a bunch of rando phone calls as well. People want to talk about landlines, Clayton Kershaw, all the rando stuff we've been talking about. So we get Mike's words of wisdom every Wednesday. The guy that runs this place drops some knowledge.
Who?
I think it's time to do it.
It's time for the guy that runs this place.
Just for clarification, guys, Big Mike does not run this place. He is not in charge of everything. He has no power over really anybody here. He does not run this place.
It's Big Mike's Words of Wisdom on a Wednesday.
I don't know many guys that have been C-blocked by Gary Coleman, and I don't know many guys that have been in supermarket sweep.
I'm your man.
And he's the guy. So Mike is here to do a live version of Mike's Words of Wisdom. Mike, where do you come up with these, by the way? Are these just things that have gotten you through life or what?
Well, yeah, I like to condense, wisdom and knowledge into sayings that can help direct you in your life.
Yeah,
I thought he just wrote them and lived by them.
I do. I live by every single one.
The number, 877-99 on Fox. All you have to do is repeat Mike's words of wisdom verbatim, and you could win a Covino Rich Fox Sports Radio prize. Mike, it's all you.
It is better to remain silent and be thought a fool than to run your big fat mouth and remove all doubt.
That's
a tough one. A great one. But a tough one to remember. I already forgot it.
I feel like we should have him do it just one more time.
I don't know if he remembers it.
I do.
Okay.
It is better to remain silent and be thought a fool than run your big fat mouth and remove all doubt.
Thank you, Mike. Man.
Mike, if you want to win a Covino Rich Fox Sports Radio prize, a Nerf football for the football season, and some Fox Sports Radio goodies, 877-99 on Fox. We'll get a winner. You got to repeat it verbatim. Thank you, Big Mike.
You got it, guys. Anytime.
Later, buddy. Now, while we get a winner, let's go to your feedback. Most interactive show on FSR. Let's start in Kansas. And Chance wants to talk a little Clayton Kershaw. What's up, Chance?
Hey, man, not so much Clayton Kershaw, but I'm curious, saying, he's kind of overlooked. What about Zach Greinke? I mean, I feel like he's right at the bottom of that tier. No,
Greinke is one of those guys that I always respected Zach Greinke. I feel like he was a big game pitcher. I feel like Zach Greinke is a great character in baseball. I think
if you know, he's one of those guys. But I think, unfortunately, because of his personality, it's probably more talked about that he's an eccentric sort of guy, as opposed to how dominant he was as a pitcher. I
think Greinke would do things sometimes where I felt like he was bored and he would tell the hitter what pitch was coming and be like, I'll challenge you. I'm going to be throwing a breaking ball right now. Like I like
just think
Greinke.
The legend is different. Like, we know he's good, but the stories that we tell are just of how weird he was in his ways.
I mean, 225 wins.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet career ERA, 3.49.
I don't think he's officially retired, Rich.
No, he's not. I mean,
Right?
not
Double check
officially.
that.
He played in 2023.
Yeah, but he didn't officially call it quits.
Strikeouts. Here's the thing. He is 21 strikeouts shy of 3,000.
Yo, just for the good PR, some weak-ass team should pick him up and let him get it.
I agree completely.
Right?
Let's go to Colin in Seattle. Wanted to talk about landlines. What's up, Colin?
Hey there. I'm a millennial, 41 years old, so I haven't had a landline in years. But to avoid having my kids have a cell phone, my oldest is 11, we got a landline saying, well, that's how you can do phone calls. Well, we had a sleepover last night with two of his buddies. It's 10:30 at night. And I hear some giggling, and then the phone rings, the landline. They pick it up, and they start laughing their butts off. They call again 10 minutes later, laughing their butts off. Phone's ringing. My wife looks at me going, aren't you going to do something? I said, no, this is awesome. This is what it's all about right here. So that's why we have a landline. We avoid the cell phone, and we get the fun kid stuff.
Prank phone calls, big part of my childhood.
Or as your parents call them, crank phone calls.
Yeah. Thank you, Colin. Let's take one more call from Paul, and then we'll try to get a winner from Mike's Words of Wisdom. Paul, you're on in North Carolina. Covino and Rich in for Dan Patrick. What's up, man?
Hey, good morning, fellas.
What's up?
Talking about things that make you feel old. So I run a restaurant, and we're mostly family-friendly during the day and the early evening, but nighttime we kind of turn more into a bar atmosphere. So I always change our station about 9 o'clock. And I've been burned by staff members telling me what channels to put it on. So now when staff members suggest radio stations, I have to go in the back and Google and YouTube them to make sure they're suitable. Like, damn, I'm old, man. I have no idea what these kids are listening to. And I remember being that when I was a kid with my parents and just being completely out of touch with what's happening musically.
You know, Paul, a great example also, you work in the restaurant industry, you said?
Rich, are you thinking what I'm thinking? The order of shot or drink?
Oh, that's a good one. Like I don't know if anyone's doing the same shots you did in college. Like, your drink could be very telling of your age.
It's so dated. You know what goes along with
I'll have a Manhattan.
Aaron Rodgers' helmet? Order Aaron Rodgers' helmet with Jaeger bombs, right? Or
girls ordering amaretto sours.
Or a Red Bull vodka, or as our boy Rob Parker so graciously orders, I love it, but when he's like, kamikaze shots.
I'm like, you know who did kamikaze shots? My girlfriends in the early 2000s.
Yeah, they date you. They date you.
I thought he was going to say at a restaurant. I was just in Vegas, and my mom's like, where's the menu? I'm like, Mom, scan the QR code. Like, you know, the idea that a lot of restaurants and cafes and places are like, yeah, just scan the code. It is what it is, right?
Aaron Rodgers refuses.
No,
he
won't do it.
Just kidding.
All right, let's get a winner. Mike's Words of Wisdom. He drops knowledge. It's really simple. Like, if you pay attention, you could even rewind it and figure it out.
If you pay attention, you could actually even learn something.
And is that part of this too?
Yeah, that's
learning.
the point.
All right, let's go to Sean in Connecticut. Sean, if you can repeat Mike's Words of Wisdom, you win a prize. What's up, buddy boy?
It is better to remain silent and be thought of a fool than to run your mouth and remove all doubt.
Did he just slay that?
Did he slay that right now?
Oh, my God.
So I want to give a little update here. Mike actually did it twice, and he actually did it slightly different the second time.
Oh,
he left out to run your big fat mouth. So we'll take that
All right.
because that is the second one Mike did. So congratulations,
man.
There you go, Sean.
Good job, Sean.
You the man,
Great
Sean.
job. Man.
Sean, congratulations, buddy.
You just won yourself an IOU, which is just as good as money. An IOU in the form of Nerf football. We're out of inventory, but we're going to get them in just in time for foosball for you to enjoy.
Well, yeah,
so thanks
seasonally,
again.
our prizes change, and I think last year having our Fox Sports Radio, Covino and Rich, Nerf footballs was a big win. So let's do those bad boys again.
We're going to switch them up, though. They're going to be,
those are IOUs.
They're going to be the the vortex-looking ones, though.
Nice. So we got...
Wait, do they glow in the dark?
No, but you know what I hated,
they had
though?
that whistle on them.
When we were kids, I don't mind the whistle on it, but I always thought you can't really have a game of street football or tackle football if your Nerf football had the tail on it.
Oh, yeah, that thing would get ripped off.
Like, you could throw that damn thing. You could throw that thing 90 yards, but when it had the little tail on it,
You
I
could,
always
catch
wondered,
it by the tail.
I always wondered, Covino, like, does anyone play with this ball, or is it more like, see how far I can throw it, bro? That Nerf football stunk.
That's an old man toy right there. Kids don't know what you're talking about.
You just dated yourself, bro. You got any Evil Knievel toys you want to talk about? Old guy?
Can I tell you about my Knight Rider race cars?
Yeah.
I'm a kid of the 80s. What do you want me to tell you?
So, hey, can I give you an example? Let's continue football adjacent kind of. Let's talk Cowboys. We got midweek major coming up next, right? The biggest stories in the world of sports and pop culture. We do it every Wednesday along with Mike's Wednesday Words of Wisdom. Congrats again. Covino and Rich in for Dan Patrick. But
is he your favorite cowboy in the Village, people?
No, Cowboy Curtis from Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Woo-wee! Who was played by who? Who knows who Cowboy Curtis was on Pee-wee's Big Adventure? What famous actor?
I know.
Lawrence Fishburne.
Lawrence Fishburne. Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? So, the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Do they really stink?
Well,
now, we're going to get to that, but here's an analogy. It's fun to make fun of the Cowboys, right?
Yeah.
It is. But is it as fun when they really stink? Because they've been pretty good, but pretty good doesn't win you anything. Pretty good for the past 10, 20 years. It's kind of like your buddy and your jokes with him. Let's say you call him like, you big fatso, but he's really not that fat. But then he becomes that fat. It's not funny anymore.
I agreed. Your analogy is spot on because while the Cowboys have had a season here or there where there was a quick rebuild, they had one 4-win season, one 6-win season. But you're right, for the most part over the last 10 or 20 years. In fact, if you want to go back just the last handful of years, 2021, they were 12-5. 2022, they were 12-5. 2023, they were 12-5. Last year, they pooped the bed a little bit. They were 7-10. But now Vegas has them at over-under 7.5 wins. So I think the whole Stephen A. Smith sentiment and all the people that love to bust the huevos of Cowboys fans and the Cowboys, it's fun to do it when they're good. Like when the Cowboys win 12 games and choke or they can't get the job done. That's funny. Your analogy's great. It's right. If your buddy's a little chubby and you call him, hey, fatty, that's funny.
Hey, man, he's fluffy. Yo, check out Fluffy. Like, that's funny. But
yo, dude,
when he really has an issue, it's not funny.
Yeah, telling your friend that's actually overweight,
right.
You don't say, hey, man, you might want to lay off the tacos. You say that to your buddy who's put on 5 pounds.
That's what makes it funny. Like, that's just how humor works. Like, Rich Davis, he has an oddly shaped head, kind of, right? So the joke for years is that, man, Rich got a big-ass head. And then when people meet him, people are like, oh, his head's not that big. I'm like, yeah, I know, because it's just a joke. If Rich really did have a Thornton Mellon, gigantic dome, Bruce Bochy, or Kevin Mensch was always known for having a big giant head in baseball. If he had a noggin boss, it wouldn't be as funny. It'd be more hurtful. Making fun of the Cowboys when they really stink is kicking them when they're down. More hurtful, less funny, because when the Cowboys are good, football's better. That's why baseball is back, dude. All the good teams were in it last year, and it got everybody hyped. And you want some of these smaller market teams to be able to beat those teams that were in the playoffs. Baseball's better, whether you like it or not. When the Yankees, the Dodgers, and the Mets, and the Red Sox, when teams like that are good. When the Cowboys are struggling like that, you're like, man, it's not funny anymore. It's almost sad.
Yeah, and I think that's where we're at now, because every year it's fun when preseason it's like, is this the year Dak gets over the hump? Is this the year Dak Prescott shows he's your franchise guy? They win 12 games, and Stephen A. can put on his cowboy hat and strut in and laugh when they get beat in the wild card round of the playoffs, or when it's a key game for the division and they lose in week 17 and people are like, Cowboys are going to cowboy, and they pan to the fans in the crowd. Remember that one dude that was like crying on his girlfriend's shoulder with like his big Cowboys necklace? Like that's fun to make fun of. Not fun to make fun of the guy that really is struggling.
Boy, are you fat.
No, you know what I hear every time we have a big party or a public appearance or live broadcast? People will size me up and be like, you're not that short. And I'm like, yeah, because it's sort of a joke, because they try to get under my skin. I'm not a Jose Altuve. Maybe compared to other professional athletes or other people in pictures, I appear short. I'm not that short. If I really was a tiny guy, nothing wrong with that. If I really was a short king on that level, it's not funny. It's just hurtful. It's just mean.
So
jokes are funny when there's just a little bit of truth to them.
Man.
The Cowboys might really suck this year.
I guess the lesson to be learned is maybe we don't make fun of the Cowboys this year, right? All right, well, listen, we got more Covino Rich. We'll talk more NFL. We got midweek major, all the big stories in the world of sports and entertainment. And Travis Kelce, there's an angle on this Taylor Swift thing that I think is worthy to bring up. We'll do all that next. In for Dan Patrick, Covino Rich on Fox Sports Radio.
Wake up, it's two pros and a cup of Joe, Fox Sports Radio.
You ready?
Yes.
I'm Colin Cowherd. This is The Herd.
You are listening to The Dan Patrick Show.
It's the odd couple. You know what time it is. Let's get it. Fox Sports Radio. Bigger, bolder, and better than anyone in the game. Fox Sports Radio is the #1 sports audio network.
Diverse, fun, entertaining, and driven by the big sports topics of the day.
They had to bolster the offensive line, which they did.
You finally said something right. Congratulations.
That game was incredible. You are wrong.
You could take that trash somewhere else. Wham!
We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate you all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
I'm your favorite fan.
Thank you.
Love you. You're very talented. You're the best.
Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
Great show.
Thank you, Jim. You sound like Joe Pesci.
How am I funny to you?
I can't help but notice that the W-2s for the quarterback look a lot higher.
That's because we're worth it. You gotta be kidding.
He never was an elite quarterback.
This team is unstoppable.
He made the right call.
You know that's right.
LeBron James is a legend.
No, he's not. He complains all the time. You say Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, but Eli Manning beat him twice. Wrong. Wrong. For 25 years, Fox Sports Radio has dominated the sports audio landscape with the biggest talent and the best programming available.
We talk sports and we have fun doing it. We talk about life.
Sports radio is where you go after the games are over, and then the discussion begins.
If the Chiefs win,
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
It is live. It is unscripted. No other medium can touch that.
And that's what makes it special. Yes.
Who wants some?
Bigger, bolder, better. We are Fox Sports Radio.
Yeah.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
yes, we talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio.
When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking
joking.
Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best. You were dating some girl, and you were like, hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense. Her mom walked in. Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win,
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the funk.
We're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar? Yeah. Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there. And I'll point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct. 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event during a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got...
Hey, it's me, Steve Covino, with Rich Davis. Steve Covino from Union, New Jersey. Rich Davis, Franklin Square, Long Island. Yep. We joined forces like Voltron to create the world-famous Covino and Rich show, and we're happy to be here in for Dan Patrick, live from Fox Sports Radio studio. I'm live, actually, in Lake Tahoe right now. I'll explain why later. But remember, after the show, the DP podcast and on our stream goes up. So if you miss any of today's show, be sure to listen to the podcast. Search Covino, C-O-V-I-N-O, Covino and Rich, wherever you get your podcasts. Follow, rate, and review. 5 stars, because anything less is uncivilized. And every once in a while, if you leave a nice review, Danny G emails you and sends you a prize. So say something nice. We appreciate it. Day 3 of the Dan Patrick hat trick on this hump day. And tomorrow, regular time, 5 to 7 on the East. And then on Friday, we're back in for DP again. So we hope you enjoy what we're doing, having fun being here with you. Hope you're having a great week. We have lots to get to.
Having a fantastic week. And as Iowa Sam played Taylor Swift out of the break, I told him to do that because he was so...
Yeah, but did you really have to dance to it, Rich, like that? I mean, I know that's your jam.
What do you expect me to do? Just sit here?
I know.
No, but I made Sam play it, sort of, because he was so reluctant. And I promise you, we're not going to do this.
Nobody makes me do anything around here. I'll just be clear about that.
Oh man!
Right.
I will. I have the final call on the
Sam asserting himself.
Yeah.
He answers directly to Big Mike. You should know that.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yes, I do.
Sam's a wild man.
Only Mike can tell me what to do.
If you don't listen to Rich, we'll have Mike tell you.
He does run this place. I said, Sam, can you play some Taylor Swift? And I promise you, we're not going to make you sit through this, Fox Sports Radio Nation, but Sam is in denial of something, and Covino could vouch for this.
Oh, I know where you're going. Yeah,
Covino.
I'm Steve Covino. I'm a big rock fan, but I have a pretty vast knowledge in music, period.
Yeah.
And I was saying, look, I know Taylor Swift is huge, but I don't think I know more than 8 songs. 10 at the most.
Yeah, so because every time we talk about an artist, we say how deep is their catalog, right? That's the gauge. And when Taylor Swift is
because she's always being compared to the Beatles and breaking all these records, I'm like, look, I know she's great, but she's no Michael Jackson, dude. And Rich is like, I think she is.
Well,
she's not the Beatles either.
I mean,
oh my God.
I don't think so either. But you know what? I knew. Well, do you remember, Rich, the number?
I think I do. But my point, Sam, was. People are impactful in different ways. What she's doing globally. When she did that Eras tour, I just remember saying, you don't need to be a super fan. It's like acknowledging you may not like the Chiefs, but to not acknowledge Patrick Mahomes is like Houdini sometimes in the pocket. Like, you just got to acknowledge greatness, right? And you could roll your eyes at Taylor Swift, but I said, Covino, you're a guy that knows rock music, you know hip-hop, you know classic stuff, new stuff. You're a knowledgeable music guy. I said, I bet you know easily more than 10 Taylor Swift songs.
I was like, no way.
And he was like, no way, bro. I think Covino knew 23 Taylor Swift songs.
I think it was 22.
22.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
pun intended.
Pun intended. Yeah, exactly. 22 songs I knew for sure.
And Sam, I may do this.
And I hated myself. I couldn't believe it.
I may do this after the show. Maybe we'll do it on Instagram or something. if you played every Taylor Swift song, I guarantee you would know that many as well. It's absurd.
Sam, you know what it was, too? It was like at first, with a lot of the songs, at first I didn't recognize them, but once the hook came in, I'm like, oh, yeah, of course. Dang, I couldn't believe it.
Son of a. But Taylor Swift in the news because she is announcing, well, she has, but on the Travis Kelce, Jason Kelce, New Heights podcast, she's talking about a new album. Her and Travis, all in love. He said, oh, she reminds me of my mother. Like, they're in love, dude. You could roll your eyes at it. You could be grossed out by it. I remember when they were the hot item a year ago or so, Danny, we had a swear jar almost, right? Where every time
Not almost. I made an actual swear jar. Anytime you guys mentioned her name or Travis Kelce, I made you put $1 into the jar.
Well, Rich is an OG Swiftie. People don't know that.
And I raised $75 and gave it to a charity.
Nice.
So, and that charity is the name of the stripper at Spearmint Rhino when we were there. So, here's my thought. My thought is when you see all this stuff about Kelce and Taylor Swift, and it's going to be the most listened to podcast ever. You can roll your eyes at that too. My thought is Travis said that Taylor is so involved in football now. She's engrossed in it. She loves it. He turns her onto football where she is now a super fan. So I want you to start thinking about those people in your life, coworkers, family members, girlfriends that turned you onto something until this day. You're still involved. We'll get to that and, of course, more here on Fox Sports Radio. Hang tight.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture. We talk about sports. We talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio.
When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking
joking.
Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best.
You were dating some girl, and you were like, hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense. Her mom walked in. Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win,
sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the fun.
We're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there. And I'll point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. Take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct, 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event during a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
Less than a day after his GM expressed hope that he'd be in a Bills uniform for a long time, Pro Bowl running back James Cook is signing a 4-year, $48 million extension. Cook ended a 9-day hold-in at training camp yesterday. Chargers running back Najee Harris ran and participated in drills for the first time at training camp Tuesday. Harris continues to recover from an eye injury suffered during a fireworks mishap on the 4th of July. The Brewers will go for their 12th straight win today. They host the Pirates in their series finale. It's the second double-digit win streak from Milwaukee this season. Mets first baseman Pete Alonso is now the franchise's all-time home run leader, passing Darryl Strawberry with a pair of dingers against the Braves last night.
To be a franchise home run leader, it's a wild dream, to be honest, and it's really special.
Alonso's homers helped the Mets stop a 7-game losing streak. Outgoing Celtics majority owner Wyc Grousbeck is no longer staying on as the team's governor, but he will retain his CEO title after the sale to Bill Chisholm closes. And the Little League World Series opens today in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. And that's sports. I'm Scott Davidson.
DP. Dan Patrick.
Welcome to the Dan Patrick Show.
We are the most unathletically decorated show in radio history, I think.
America's most revered sports talk show.
Respect the position that you have.
But today, Dan Patrick and the 4 Danettes are not here. So sitting in for Dan Patrick and hosting the Dan Patrick Show, here's Steve Covino and Rich Davis.
Oh, always a pleasure. Covino and Rich in for Dan and the Danettes here on FSR.
Respect to Dan Patrick and the Danettes. Gotta respect the Pat Daniels. Always a pleasure to be here. Covino and Rich Monday through Friday, 5 to 7 on the East. We'll be back normal time tomorrow, and then in for Dan Patrick again on Friday. So lots of fun this week in for DP. Again, I'm Steve Covino. That is Rich Davis. I want to thank DP for leaving the glockenspiel because Iowa Sam is really rocking it right now.
You don't tell him what to do. You don't tell Sam what to do.
No, I ask him politely every day. Can you play the glockenspiel for us? And Danny G's on the phone, super producing at 877-99 on Fox. Everything at Covino and Rich. And, of course, our brand new YouTube channel that's sweeping the nation. Each show here is now streaming live, so you can watch what we're doing live. So you can see me live in Lake Tahoe right now and the rest of the crew back at the Fox Sports Radio studio.
People could also see when you picked your nose like 20 seconds ago.
I'm always picking my nose, man. I just hope they're not seeing me eat it. Just kidding. Again, at Covino and Rich FSR, at Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube.
You mentioned Pat Daniels.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dan Patrick. He did a great job in Happy Gilmore, too. I just hope one day the Sandman hears our show and he's like, oh, I like those guys too. But I think Happy Gilmore 2 was fantastic. If you didn't, I don't know if we could be pals. That was, I don't know what you expected. I know it's been a month now. It's probably, by this time, would you imagine like 100 million households have watched Happy Gilmore 2? Because it's still in the top 10 trending on Netflix, which I imagine means people are still watching it.
Yeah, I mean, there's mixed reviews, but it's so fun. That's really it. It's kind of like this show here. It's goofy. It's fun. Enjoy it. And speaking of, oh, yes, the Sandman. We're discussing what the Sandman says. Hall of Famer Rod Carew, he converted. The times you converted in life. The times you maybe converted someone else into things you like. There's a story about Kelce and Taylor Swift that we're in the middle of, and we continue along with Midweek Major this hour. The biggest stories in the world of sports and pop culture, we do it every Wednesday on our show, are the stories midweek or major. Plus, I'm hoping we have time to talk more foosball, Rich.
Yeah, no doubt. We're definitely get some more football, and I know that Viking story is sort of an interesting one.
Yeah.
Fans are a little up in arms. So we'll get to football. We'll get
They're
to all
a
that.
little man at arms.
Kelce and Taylor Swift, I know it's been eye-rolly for many the last couple of years. Probably eye-rolly because the reality is biggest pop star in the world, a handsome winning football player. It's sort of gross how perfect they appear at times. They're in love. She's, reminds him of his mom in a good way. Like she's caring and loving and,
It might be a stretch, and I'm not trying to get gossipy, but my girlfriend thought that he looked a little aggravated with her on the podcast appearance, like the viral clip where she's talking about his blue shirt, and he's sort of like, yeah, honey, kind of like your eyes, wah, wah, wah. She said he seemed a little, like, aggravated. I didn't really get that vibe, but some people have.
I think she's just jealous that you're not Travis Kelce.
Yeah, probably.
But I bring this up, and you bring this up, not because we care about the inner workings of their relationship, but
no.
But he did say that she has went from knowing nothing about football to like reading injury reports and knowing schemes and understanding plays. And listen, man, when you date someone that is an all-in type of person, like we all have friends. It could be you. People that are just not half-assing it. Like, yo, if I get invested in something, I'm all in. I feel like that's the way a lot of people are with things. Like, if I'm going to invest my time in something, I'm going all in. And Taylor Swift has gone all in on football, and that's got to make him feel good. And I think we could say that about all of our significant others and friends and family members. And that's where we open it up to you guys. 877-99 on Fox. What has someone in your life turned you on to the point where they might not even be in your life anymore, but you credit them like, you know what? My favorite band is, I don't know, Pearl Jam, because my college girlfriend like insisted that we'd listen to Pearl Jam all the time. Like, who is that for you? What is it? And let's discuss, because Travis Kelce has turned Taylor Swift from a girl that probably didn't watch a down of football in her life to a super fan.
Yeah, you want that to happen organically too, though. When people are trying too hard just to show that person that they're a team player, it could be a bit of a turnoff, although it's intended to be a good thing and nice for the relationship. But when it happens organically and they really do fall in love with it, like Taylor Swift appears to love football, that's what you really want. And props to them for that. So just recently, it's funny you bring that up.
Yeah.
Just recently, my buddy Harold hit me up on social media. Now, we're always friends even though we don't keep in touch, but I went to high school with my boy Harold, Union High School, dude. And he's a black dude, and he didn't listen to a lot of rock. It's just not the life he was living. And every time I would drive him home from football practice or school or whatever, again, good pals, I'd have my disc changer in my car back in the mid-'90s, the mid to late 1900s, Rich.
So I'd imagine
if
for the late 1900s, did you also have a Dracar Noir air freshener?
Oh, yeah, you know it, bro. Digital EQ. Again, I was real proud of my whole system, my booming system. Everybody had the box and their amps in their car, those days. So I would get in my car and I'd put some rock on, and I remember him telling me, yo, man, I like this song, I like that song. And I do remember that. And I was exposing him to music he wasn't necessarily exposed to.
Yeah.
Hit me up just the other day, and he said, I'm not even kidding you. He's like, yo, dude, I want you to know you changed my life.
Whoa.
I was like, I know I'm a great guy, but how? And he was like, and I was so happy to hear he remembered that, because I remembered this too. Like him singing along to those songs, and like we would bond over that. He goes, dude, I am still till this day a rock fan because of you and the songs you exposed me to, and the fun we had listening to those songs. For the rest of my life since then, I've been listening to my stuff, but I still listen to that. So I think that's real powerful and impactful, how you could change someone's life in that way and not even know it.
It's a beautiful story.
I swear to God. Yeah, it just happened.
Impacting lives, Covino.
Yeah, he said I changed his life. I was like, wow, man. And it was cool to hear. It really was, because like you inferred just a few seconds ago, Rich, there's things that you're into that you don't even really know where you got it from. It's nice to give that credit once in a while.
Yeah, I mean, I can't tell you it doesn't mean a lot to me when, like just the other day I'm at the amusement park with my kids, summer vacation, and I look at my wife. She's looking all cute, and she's wearing a little Mets baseball cap. And I'm like, she knows all about my stupid New York Mets and took an interest, knows the players. I have the game on every day in the background. And my wife, who, when we first started dating, her dad's originally from the Midwest. She's like, my dad sort of likes the Cardinals. And I'm like, yeah, well, we don't like the Cardinals in this family. And my wife,
and she did it for you in your relationship, but she really, really did begin to enjoy your team. That's the organic part I was talking about before.
And now, she knows the Mets and all the players, and, our kids are Mets fans. So, yeah, you do that. And, you could credit not just the woman you end up with, but along the way, it could be food, too. Like, I remember I was reluctant, like every young doofus guy, I was reluctant to try different foods. And I remember to impress an ex-girlfriend, I was like, yeah, of course I like sushi. Japanese food, you got it. And I faked the funk, and I'm like, of course I like sushi. And because of this one ex I had, I became a huge fan of Japanese food. Like, I know you're not a sushi guy, but I am. Like, I could house some all-you-can-eat sushi, spicy tuna, salmon, you name it, I'm down with it. But it was only because an ex was, like, way into it. So I think food, music, all different types of things.
It's so funny how ignorant and stupid you are as a younger man, because it was one of the sales guys in my early radio come-up that took me out for lunch because I did a good job for one of his clients as a, promotions guy in radio. He's like, yeah, I'm going to take you out for some Thai food. I'm not even joking you, bro. I thought I had to wear a tie because he was like a suit and tie kind of guy.
Hi, food. Hold on. Let me get
And you know what?
It's a formal place?
I'm going to hit up that guy right now and tell him he changed my life because I'm a fan till this day.
Man, Thai food. I only wore a sweatshirt today. You idiot. Let's go to Rick.
Dude, you're like 20-something years old. You're an idiot, yeah.
Rick, you're on in Ontario. What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Hey, so you kind of stole my thunder. My wife got me listening to country music, and I told myself I would never listen to that stuff. And then once I started listening to it, it kind of grew on me. And then when you start to listen to it, you do, well, at least I do, the same things they do. I drink, hang out with my buddies, life's easy, that kind of thing.
Dude, so, that's such a great answer, Rick, and I really appreciate you calling. I'll tell you why, because my wife is from South Texas. I'm from New York, right? My wife. So when I first started dating my wife, Sarah, she's from New Braunfels, Texas, in between San Antonio and Austin. I'm a New York kid. I was pumping my fist with the Guidos in my hometown. I listened to 103.5 KTU and Z100 and Hot 97. Like, we're talking like I'm a New York kid that the extent of my music knowledge was like pop stuff and, a little rock and some hip hop. When I started dating my wife, to sort of impress her, I'm like, all right, let me learn some country. And I'll be honest, I feel like I enjoy country music more now than the other genres of music I used to like. So music is a big thing. I never listened to a lick of country music until my wife. And just the other day, we were hanging with Zach Brown. So, yeah, here we go.
Well, like Rich said, we grew up working in New York and surrounded by Jersey Guidos. We weren't exposed to country music.
No.
And, I'm more open to it. I do like that song, Let's Talk About Me, because I'm a self-centered sort of guy by Toby Keith. I like that one.
Let's talk about me.
Yeah,
rest in peace.
Rest in peace,
yeah,
Toby Keith.
Dude. But I feel like that resonates with me because I don't really care about what you have to say.
And don't you only drink out of a red Solo cup as well?
Sometimes, yeah, sometimes. You know what, Rich? It actually expands a little further. We're giving credit, I guess, where it's due. When and how we convert it to something else. Like, my love of boxing, like, it's forcing you to think because you're like, well, where did I get it from? My family, my friends. It really obviously came from my uncles. I grew up surrounded by Mexican uncles who loved Julio Cesar Chavez and Roberto Duran and all these legends on their come up, right? And those Tyson Chavez days is what pulled me in. But, dude, as boxing faded away, you know who brought me back hardcore? And you'll remember this because it was within the span of our show. I was always a fan. I credit my uncles. They converted me into a boxing fan. But what brought me back was Triple G, dude. Triple G really brought me back and made me rediscover my love of boxing again. And I'm sure people have that sort of mindset too. We're like, I fell off my team and then this guy came along and he brought me back. Or maybe an athlete converted your allegiance and alliance to a different team. Maybe
Well,
you're such a Joe Burrow guy. You now root for the Bengals because he's so undeniably cool and great in your mind. Like, it could be an athlete that just converted you as well.
Well, I'm not a fan of giving you credit, but before you and I became pals, like, I watch boxing, but you know what I watched? A Tyson pay-per-view or a big one. I know a lot about boxing and really enjoy it because you enjoyed boxing, and because of you, we started doing a lot of events for ESPN and now Fox Sports in the boxing and UFC world. But I was not into the fight game at all the way I am now before you and I were friends. So, hey, friendships, relationships, family members, they get you into things.
Even I was losing interest, Rich, and I'm telling you, Triple G's dominance and the fact that he was so unassuming and beating everyone's ass at one point got me so excited about it again, and I've been riding that ever since.
You know what it is? It's also, I want to reverse engineer this. It also makes you realize, well, crap, what would I love that I just don't know?
It does,
and I'm thinking, like, man,
I got one.
If I love the fight game and country music and things that I was reluctant to like growing up, I thought of this because, like I said, my brother going through a tough time, a divorce. I was trying to talk to him about, like, hey, man, there's so many cool, positive things ahead, man. You got a bright path ahead, little brother. I said, think of all the things that some new, awesome woman might introduce you to that you don't even know yet.
He may love some mamitas and not even know it.
You might meet some hot Latina chick that introduces you to stuff. You might meet some woman that introduces you to stuff in the bedroom, or even something like, I asked my brother, I go, when's the last time you went skiing or snowboarding? He's like, well, never really. I'm like, what if you meet some girl that's, like, big into that scene? Like, you could be introduced into a fun world of things, and you just don't know it.
Again, I'm a Guido from New Jersey. We live in L.A., half Vato Loco, Steve Covino, and I date a girl from Idaho, and her dad.
Big potato fan?
Yeah, sweet potato, and her dad, who listens to us on 99.9 out there in Idaho, Len, took me fly fishing one time, and I was feeling kind of fly in my sweet waders, and is that what they're called?
Yeah.
And my sweet little fisherman hat. I'd never done anything like that before, like in the water, just standing there. Dude, our boy Henry Winkler talks about it all the time, like how he fell in love with it. I actually said to myself, this is great. I missed out on my whole life doing this. I can't wait to do that again. I felt like the Roy Hobbs of fly fishing. I caught 12 on my first day.
Again,
natural.
You know what this conversation is just a great reminder of? And we can take your phone calls and move along, but what it does is it reminds you that there are probably so many things that you would love, or your reluctance is holding you back from a passion. Like, again, fly fishing, snowboarding, a certain genre of music, a certain type of food. You might date a girl. You might date a certain girl from a different culture and be like, wow, I love that food. You know, like that. Danny G, you gave us an example off the air when we were in the kitchen just now. You said when you were in your early days of mixing and turntables, you said there was a guy that you turned on to the Raiders?
Yeah, I mean, I've converted several people to the dark side.
Poor soul.
I know.
You know, Danny G, I think about that a lot, man, because of the love that you share and express on the show. I don't really claim a team. I just sort of watch matchups like I watch fights.
Mm-hmm.
And we talk about them so much, I feel like I'm always rooting for them for you. So I have to, and of course the Latino, the Mexican background and fans that they have. Like, I'm like, well, maybe I'm a Raiders fan.
And you pay attention to the Lakers now too.
Lakers, like, I'm there. And Rich's 49ers, you know, I'm always paying attention to them too. But I could see Danny G converts a lot of people.
Well, I liked what you said earlier in this segment, Covino, where you just let it breathe, let it be. Don't push it on people. Let them decide if they like it or not, if they go somewhere with you for the first time. This turntable guy, Rich, back when I was building hip-hop radio stations, DJ Divine in the mix. Big-time turntable guy. He slept with vinyl records. It's all he cared about. And he would see me being very passionate about the Raiders, and he's like, dude, I've never even really watched an NFL game. And I said, I'm taking you. I was a season ticket holder in Oakland. I brought him to the Coliseum. Didn't push it on him, nothing, just let him experience the parking lot, the tailgating, the actual atmosphere, which was ridiculous inside the Oakland Coliseum. By the time he got back to Ventura and he got home, he was like, dude, I'm hooked. He started wearing Raiders gear. He watched all the games. And then I found out a couple of years later he was a season ticket holder.
Look at that.
And he went from not knowing anything about football, like Taylor Swift, to all of a sudden.
Did Al Davis at least send you a cookie or something?
Oh, he should have.
One at a time.
I heard DJ, what's his name? DJ Elite? What's his name?
DJ Divine.
DJ Divine does have an Al Davis haircut now, so that was the giveaway.
Yeah. Let's go to your phone calls. Phones are lit. Let's go through them quick. We'll start with Eric in Ohio. Converted. What
How
you
we
got?
doing?
What's up, man?
Man, so in 2004, I went to Eastern Kentucky University. I fell in love with a girl named Kelly that was on the cross-country team, and I had never ran a day in my life. She ran 12 miles a day, and I was like, well, I'm going to get into running because that's what she's about. So I started running. Every day after work, I'd run a couple miles, and I got up to 6 miles, and I was like, she's going to love me. She's going to love me. And then she started dating this other guy, and I haven't ran a day in my life since, and I'm 40.
I just kept running. The guy's Forrest Gump. But no, yeah, you do things to impress. And sometimes it sticks, sometimes it doesn't. Let's go to a guy we haven't heard from him in a minute. Our pal, Sean in Sacramento. What's up, my man?
Hey, Sean.
Yo, my Tyro high rollers, brothers. Glad to hear y'all with the 4-Pete on Dan Patrick in the morning, man. Real quick, I got some quick hitters, man. Actually got to do with y'all. Covino, the way you used to always talk about triple C, triple cringe, got me watching UFC every damn Saturday just because my man kept hyping it during rolling into the weekend, man. And then the other thing, too, my man got me on these edibles. You already know, man, when you had that bad toothache, Rich, you kept talking about all your little home remedies trying to solve that issue. You got me into that, man. Much better than smoking. Keep your girl from complaining about the smell. And then the number one thing, man, actually, you guys kind of touched on it. My girl got me into just food, man. I used to think that, like, going to McDonald's or even fancier, taking her to Chipotle was a thing. She was like, bro, I've been to Thailand. I've been to Rome. Let's go take a trip. And now we doing it every year, just blasting out, taking vacations like my man Covino on right now to try new food and new experiences, man. It's all about people. It's all about the food.
You know, Sean, you brought up two great examples. My dad thought my dad's most elaborate vacation was probably like the Poconos with my mom. My dad got remarried later. He's been around the world with his new wife. And I always think, like, wow, when my dad got remarried, opened up a world of traveling, right?
She influenced him. She converted him to a traveler.
And I'll be honest, you're not the only one, Sean. When I said, I don't really feel like drinking much anymore, and I'm like, you know what? Popping an edible feels like a better option. He's not the only one. I have friends that are like, yo, man, I'm with you. What are those edible drinks? The PBR ones are the best ones. Best ones.
Yeah, you got me on those. I'm not going to lie about that.
Jeremy in Indiana. What's up, Jeremy?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
What's up, brother?
Hey, so my wife, she comes from a whole family of farmers, and when we got together Saturday morning, when we first got together, farmers market, I was like, what? I've never been to that before in my life. Oh, what are we doing? We got college football on Saturday morning, got game day, and now it's like 30 years later, here I am, Saturday morning, I'm waking her up out of bed to go to the farmer's market.
Let's go to the farmer's market, honey. I mean, they are fun. Mitch,
you can do both. You can do the farmer's market, and then you can watch college football and eat the strawberries you bought.
Is there a better combo than that? Mitch in Jersey. What's up, Mitch?
Good morning, guys. How you doing? I got into music with a 38 Special, Allman Brothers. And Tom Petty was one of my favorites. But as though when I go down and see my family in Virginia, my brother and my sister, mom, God rest her soul, there's no way I can take country music. And one guy, or actually two guys, I like to see Raiders pick up, just for the future. DJ Youngalele or Dylan Gabriel. I think they're gonna be released. Those two, I bet.
That could be an interesting one. Thank you, Mitch. Jess in Iowa. Jesse, what's up?
Hey, what's up, guys? A few years ago, I got my wife into a comic, and now she comes to all the Marvel movies with me, and it's just such a fun time. But
that's one that, I'll be honest, it's one of my weaknesses. I'm not much into the Marvel universe or all that stuff, and I know I'd probably love it, and I feel like as my son gets a little older, I may try to dive in to all that as well. I think you just need someone to push you sometimes.
Well, you know what it is, Rich? Like we often talk about lack of chemistry in sports. Like losing is contagious. Something happens. Everyone starts slumping. passion is contagious. So it just takes that right person that you respect or that you're willing to change for or be open to, and it matters how much passion they have to convert you in this way. They're going to have an influence or they're not. And, if you're open to it, you reap all the benefits.
All right, let's wrap with Joey in Florida. Then we got Spot's midweek major and a controversial story about the Minnesota Vikings. So a lot of fun coming up. But, Joey, wrap it up, man. Kelce has made Taylor Swift a football fanatic.
An actual fan.
Yeah, like an actual fan. Who's been that influence in your life?
Big Triple G fan like you guys over there. But I want to know, did you think Triple G got robbed one or two of the fights? And who do you got between Canelo and
first one?
He got. By the way,
won one of them.
I think he won both. I think Triple G won both of those fights. Fun fact: we watched one of those fights at Spearmint Rhino in Vegas, and I always thought it was funny because the minute the fight was over, like all of a sudden the lights go off and the girls come right back out. It was the weirdest thing.
It was hilarious. Yeah, but he won at least one of those fights. So. Hey, I just realized I'm a Triple G, Triple C, and a Triple H fan, Rich. Maybe there's a theme going on here. I don't know.
Look at that. And Triple X.
Again, and some Triple X. Covino and Rich in for Dan Patrick. Again, midweek major, the biggest stories in the world of sports and pop culture. We get you involved. We do that next, and we talk the Minnesota Vikings. We got more. CNR in for Dan Patrick.
All right, now summer in full effect, and it's time to get outside. And as the official walkie-talkie of the Dan Patrick Show, Rapid Radios knows how to bring the fun. There's nothing complex with Rapid Radios. Simple to use, so simple, in fact. Push a button and talk, and away you go. To get started, turn them on, enjoy the fun. We could send Spot to a swingers convention in Cancun and be able to communicate with him. Yeah, that's what it says here. Yeah, we can do that anywhere you want, right?
I wrote that, Spot. I wrote it.
Danny wrote that, yeah.
Great job, Dan.
We could also have nationwide LTE coverage anywhere, so no subscriptions or monthly fees ever. True walkie-talkie ease with all the connectivity and technology of today.
Yeah, if you have aging parents, like we all do, Rapid Radios.
Everyone's aging, right?
How about aging quarterbacks on the Steelers?
Yep.
Maybe this is a game changer. It's easy to use. You don't have to dial or unlock a home screen. Press a button to talk for instant connection. 100% private. No subscription plan needed. Limited time offer. Visit rapidradios.com. Save up to 60% and get free UPS shipping from Michigan. Use code RADIO, 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 for an extra 5% off. Thanks again to Rapid Radios.
Wake up, it's two pros and a cup of Joe, Fox Sports Radio.
You ready?
Yes.
I'm Colin Cowherd. This is The Herd.
You are listening to The Dan Patrick Show.
It's the odd couple. You know what time it is. Let's get it.
Fox Sports Radio. Bigger, bolder, and better than anyone in the game. Fox Sports Radio is the #1 sports audio network.
Diverse, fun, entertaining, and driven by the big sports topics of the day.
They had to bolster the offensive line, which they did.
You finally said something right. Congratulations. That game was incredible. You are wrong.
You could take that trash somewhere else. Wham! We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate your show. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
I'm your favorite fan.
Thank you.
Love you. You're very talented. You're the best.
Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
Great show.
Thank you, Joe. You sound like Joe Pesci.
How am I funny to you?
I can't help but notice that the W-2s for the quarterback look a lot higher.
That's because we're worth it.
You gotta be kidding.
He never was an elite quarterback.
This team is unstoppable. He made the right call.
You know that's right.
LeBron James is a legend.
No, he's not. He complains all the time.
You say Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, but Eli Manning beat him twice. Wrong. Wrong.
For 25 years, Fox Sports Radio has dominated the sports audio landscape with the biggest talent and the best programming available.
We talk sports and we have fun doing it. We talk about life.
Sports radio is where you go after the games are over, and then the discussion begins.
If the Chiefs win.
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
It is live. It is unscripted. No other medium can touch that.
And that's what makes it special. Yes.
Who wants some?
Bigger, bolder, better.
We are Fox Sports Radio.
Yeah.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio.
When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best.
You were dating some girl, and you were like,
Hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense.
her mom walked in. Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say
It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win.
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the funk.
We're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there. And I point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all. You know who's on those turntables? DJ Divine, bro. But Covino and Rich on the microphone, and Iowa Sam on the ones and twos. Danny G super producing. What a squad. What a crew. Covino and Rich in for the great Dan Patrick. I want to thank the Dan Patrick Nation
No
for
doubt.
being cool with us and hanging with us.
Thanks for embracing us, DP Nation. Dan Patrick, you guys are awesome. I appreciate it.
I'm in Lake Tahoe right now, but we're live from the Fox Sports Radio studios back in Los Angeles. Most cars on the road could use a little TLC. At Mako, we bring your car back to life with affordable paint jobs and light collision repairs. Get a free estimate today. Better get Mako.
Hey, I have the dumbest hypothetical maybe in the longest time that we're going to end the show with, but right now, it's time to get into it. I don't want to waste time. We do it every Wednesday, Midweek Major.
Covino and Rich get you over the middle of the week with Midweek Major.
Ooh, I love that.
We throw sports and pop culture headlines and topics at the fellas, and it's like the kids say.
That's so mid. Week, definitely major.
CNR scoring. Midweek Major.
I got to go really quick here to give Spotty 8 full minutes.
Oh, what am I going to do with all that time?
We usually roll the 2 big red love dice in the main studio to see who gets first take, but Covino's in Lake Tahoe this morning. Rich, you're in the home LA studio, so you get home court action here. I'm going to flip Ben Maller's famous penny.
Oh, where'd you get that from?
You call it in the air, Rich. Go.
Tails, because I like a nice ass.
It's actually heads, like your big head. That means Covino gets to go first.
Yeah.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the most famous person, besides Judy Blume, from Scotch Plains, New Jersey, Spotty Boy.
Hi, guys. Are you ready? Well, we talked about it already. The biggest news of the day is the new podcast drop of New Heights featuring Taylor Swift alongside her boyfriend's brother. We've been getting teasers all week, including a new album announcement. Well, in the latest tease, Taylor Swift is seen poking fun at the, quote, male sports fans who blow a gasket when Taylor Swift appears on screen during the Chiefs-capes. She says, quote, I think we all know there's one thing that male sports fans want to see in their spaces and on their screens. It's more of me. Fans, of course, are going crazy over seeing Travis and Taylor being together and noting that it's the first time that they've seen Taylor and Jason interact. So people, of course, are super excited about this. Drops later today at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, midweek or major.
Anything Taylor Swift, like it or not, is major.
Definitely
it's going to break
major.
All sorts of podcast numbers and records. And I don't know if this is her first ever podcast appearance, but Taylor Swift on a podcast, huge news. And her coming at the football fans and addressing something that we all experience, also major news. But look, in a football fan's defense, it was a little overkill in the beginning. A lot of overkill. But most of those fans that were complaining are the beer helmet type of fan. So, I mean, does it really matter what they think anyway? But I'm glad she's addressing it because it was a thing, and I think it's major. So many people tuning in for this. How could it not be?
Dude, it's so major.
Definitely major.
The reality is, guys are going to listen to their podcast anyway. And I see women on social media saying things like, I can't even. Like, women are going to listen to this. It's going to break records. You could roll your eyes all you want. I just saw that the Travis Kelce, Jason Kelce podcast Instagram page gained 312,000 new followers since its announcement was made.
Yeah, that's major.
So,
major.
What? So
it was crazy.
Just based off of the announcement, they got hundreds of thousands of new Instagram followers. So there you go.
And Rich, it's not about like the juice that they're dropping. Again, the new albums coming out, all that stuff. They're letting you in on their chemistry and their live interaction.
That's the thing. I mean, as corny as it sounds, we've never really seen them interact.
That's it.
Then there you go.
Yeah.
You're going to see it.
So you don't have to like it, but there's a lot of people that do, and that's major.
Is it going to be even more eye-rolly, you think?
Yeah, maybe so.
Probably.
We'll
All right. We always say that we leave Michael Phelps off the list of GOATs. Well, the swimming GOAT had some fun yesterday by accepting the Baltimore Ravens invitation for swimming lessons. So members of the team sent out a plea to Phelps after taking a dip in their new Under Armour Performance Center recovery pool. And Phelps, being a diehard Baltimore fan, was happy to volunteer. Several videos released of Phelps with members of the team, teaching them sort of how to navigate the pool. They also had some friendly competition where they raced. Of course, he gave them a huge head start and only swam underwater. After the whole thing, he was asked if any of the team would be Olympic team worthy. And of course, he said none of them, even though they're all great athletes, none of them would even make it close to the Olympic team for swimming. So fun video to check out on Ravens Social, midweek or major.
It's sort of mid. I'm not mad at the story.
That's
I don't
so
think it's major news. But I do like the fact that you acknowledge we don't include him in the GOAT conversation, and we should. He's a good dude. The story just isn't that booming to me, Rich. How about you?
I think it's a little more than it's mid plus. How about that? It's not
Mid-plus,
major.
fine.
That's so mid.
We're creating some.
I am. And Covino's right. Michael Phelps, Olympic, legend. What was the only bad press he ever got? He was caught with weed. Whoop-a-doo. Like, Michael Phelps seems like a great fella. And what I think is cool about this story, Covino, is that I love when I see people cross over to their passions. Like, if he's a big Ravens fan, what a cool moment for him. Like, he's still Michael Phelps, but if he's a Baltimore Ravens fan, if he's able to go there and be like, yeah, I'll teach the Ravens how to swim, I think it's a cool moment for him,
Yeah, I saw on the screen, I saw John Bernthal, actor John Bernthal. He's hanging out at Commander's training camp today.
Yeah, the Punisher himself is a Commanders fan. We talked to Joe Manganiello once, and I remember him, Magic Mike, saying that he loves the Steelers more than anything. So it's cool to see.
Rich?
Yeah.
Two worlds collide, rival nations. When you see like crossover episodes and superstars showing their fandom, and it's always cool.
Dude, I remember Chris Pratt, not to name drop, Chris Pratt was on a show talking about his love of the Seahawks once. So it's like, I love the crossover, so pretty cool.
Well, speaking of crossovers and superstar fandom, actor Denzel Washington,
best actor ever,
had some strong words for Cowboy owner Jerry Jones yesterday during his appearance on First Take. So Denzel's out promoting his new Spike Lee movie, Highest to Lowest. And Denzel, a huge Cowboys fan, took his time to call out owner Jerry Jones for his lingering contract disputes about money. He said, quote, "There's a box office and there's Oscars, Jerry. Been a while, huh? Ain't been to the show. You wouldn't know what it is to win." And he said, "I love the Cowboys, really love them, and this is why I feel this way." Went on to reference the poster of his new movie, saying, "All money ain't good money," directing that towards Jerry Jones. Maybe Denzel's trying to work for that Micah Parsons contract, get that extension going. So midweek or major?
I think it's major.
Definitely
we
major.
talked about the Cowboys today. For him to express the feelings of Cowboys fans publicly, coming from a big actor, the best actor ever like Denzel, it says a lot. But I think it's poorly timed because today Jerry Jones announced that he survived stage 4 cancer and has no more tumors. So, they might not be winning a lot of games this year, but he did beat cancer, which included 4 surgeries, and he battled for 10 years. So people are sort of feeling good for the guy, whether they like him or not. And today the story comes out that Denzel's talking smack about him.
You know what?
Alpaca. That's $25,000 alpaca.
I agree with you. Bad timing, but I think a mid story because it just shows.
That's so mid.
Again, I think it is cool though that we do see that no matter who you are, you have a team, and the fact that he's a Cowboys guy and he's like, "Come on, Jerry." I think, like I said before, it's not as fun when the Cowboys are projected to be mediocre. It takes away the fun of when the Cowboys are good or bad. There's an angle. When they're mediocre, it's going to stink.
All right, Tom Brady has opened up more about his first year as a broadcaster heading into year 2 in just a few short weeks. Can you believe it? So looking back, he said, quote, "I had a great year. I had the best team, and I had so many teammates that helped me through that first year." He said there was a lot of growing pains through the year just in terms of prep, going on air, things you mess up, and there's mistakes that he made, and it's a lot like being an NFL quarterback. You said you can go out there, prepare all you want, but once you hit a real game, it's like, quote, "Oh my God, it's a lot different and a lot faster. Where am I looking? What am I doing?" He said as weeks go on, more and more, he felt a little bit more comfortable. But he said, obviously the trickiest part of being a broadcaster is trying to figure out what the audience wants or expects. So if you want to see more of the Tom Brady interview, you can check it out. It's with Joel Klatt on YouTube. Big Noon Conversations, midweek or major?
Absolutely major.
Definitely major.
Because it's Tom Brady, and he's a GOAT in his own right, and it's cool to hear his vulnerability, even though it's hard to say, his humility, I guess, in this new situation where even Tom Brady, where everything seems to come easy for the guy, struggles sometimes, and he put himself in a situation where he's really trying to get better at this. I think that's cool to hear for anybody.
Yeah, I think it's major.
Definitely major.
Because everything, no matter what it is going to take work and discipline, right? Did you say in a related story real quick, Drew Brees said that if he were to be an analyst right now, he would immediately be top 3. Did you see this?
I like the confidence.
Saying that he has perspective on the game more so than anyone he could imagine. And he goes, if I did it right now, I would immediately be top 3. Not to sound selfish, but I know what I bring. So, I love the confidence. So maybe we'll see Drew Brees before you know it, and then he'll see those Tom Brady struggles in the beginning, right?
All right,
not as easy as it looks, but Drew Brees, personable guy.
Yeah,
not impossible.
All right, thank you, Spotty.
Thanks, guys.
Now, there's a story
Thanks,
Spot
Spot.
didn't get to that I do want to wrap with for the last part of the show, and it has to do with the Minnesota Vikings and cheerleaders. So we'll get to that next. More Covino and Rich right here on Fox Sports Radio, in for Dan Patrick. Now, let's talk about our friends and Dan's friends at Panini America, the official trading card and NFT partner of the DP show.
When you say let's talk about him, I always feel like you're going to say something bad, but no, only good things. Panini America delivers the ultimate collecting experience featuring the most sought-after NFL, NBA, and WNBA trading cards. Find all the top Panini athletes gearing up for this year's stacked NBA draft, including Trey Johnson, VJ Ebcombe, and more, as well as this year's newly minted NFL draft class ready to light up the league from week 1.
Ooh, find the game's biggest stars and the all-time greats on the award-winning Panini Direct app. Panini leads in NIL collectibles, too, spotlighting the top college athletes and rising stars like Arch Manning and first overall WNBA pick Paige Beckers. And if you love digital collectibles, you could explore Panini's NFT platform at nft.paniniamerica.net, home to record-breaking sales every month. Find the hobby's most iconic brands like Prism and Select, or capture live sports moments with Panini Instant Cards.
Visit PaniniAmerica.net or download the Panini Direct app today. From draft night to primetime, Panini has you covered every step of the way. That's Panini America, the official trading card and NFT partner of The Dan Patrick Show.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio.
When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking
joking.
Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best. You were dating some girl, and you were like, hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense. Her mom walked in. Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win.
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the funk.
We're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there. And I'll point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. I take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct, 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event during a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
Wake up, it's two pros and a cup of Joe, Fox Sports Radio.
You ready?
Yes!
I'm Colin Cowherd. This is The Herd.
You are listening to The Dan Patrick Show.
It's the odd couple. You know what time it is. Let's get it.
Fox Sports Radio. Bigger, bolder, and better than anyone in the game.
Fox Sports Radio is the #1 sports audio network.
Diverse, fun, entertaining, and driven by the big sports topics of the day.
They had to bolster the offensive line, which they did.
You finally said something right.
Iowa Sam with my favorite Toby Keith song because I'm a self-centered kind of guy in the nicest way possible. Steve Covino, let's talk about Steve.
Talking about Steve.
Maybe I could be a country fan. I'm being slowly converted. We talked about being converted into a football fan, baseball fan, that sort of thing, certain music. If you missed any of the show, catch our podcast, search Covino and Rich wherever you stream. Again, our regular time tomorrow, 5 to 7 on the East, 2 to 4 on the West. But in for DP again on Friday. Thanks again for having us. It's the Dan Patrick Extended Haul. And we're live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. Remember, Rapid Radios, the official walkie-talkie of the Dan Patrick Show, is a push-to-talk nationwide LTE coverage service. No subscriptions required. Business owners, stay connected with your employees anywhere. Visit rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping.
Hey, can you do us a favor? And it's a free favor, so thank you in advance. Go right now if you can. YouTube.com/@Covino and Rich FSR. I want to try to get our YouTube subscriptions to a certain number in the next 10 minutes before the end of the show. So let's see the power of the Dan Patrick audience. Let's see.
It's the word "and" between Covino and Rich.
Yeah, there you go. The word "and." So I want to see the power of the DP Danette Nation. Can you help out your pals Covino and Rich? Let's see if we could get a number I want to get to a benchmark number. I won't say the number, but I want to get to something by the end of the show today. So you got 5+ minutes, everyone. YouTube.com/@Covino and Rich FSR. Just hit subscribe. Doesn't cost any money. It's not a hassle. You don't need to fill out forms or anything. Just hit subscribe. Thank you in advance.
We really do appreciate
it. It means a lot to us, man. I wanted to bring up one thing before we get out of here, Cove. I know it might take longer to really get into it, but there's Minnesota Viking fans that are up in arms about the male cheerleaders that are now being focused on. Did you see this story?
I think that's sort of the story, though. It's like they're primarily focusing on them, which is rubbing people the wrong way. You got to rub people the right way, like Johnny Gill.
Yeah.
But what are your thoughts, Fox Sports Radio Nation? We have ours. Minnesota Vikings have announced that Blaze Sheik, wasn't that an American Gladiator? Blaze Sheik will join the 25-26 cheerleading roster for the Vikings. But he's not the only man on the squad. The team also lists Louis Kahn amongst its members. And male cheerleaders are becoming more and more common in the NFL. But some people are voicing their opinion in a negative way on social media. They want to cancel their season tickets. Fans are voicing their frustration on X. And, it's becoming a bit of a story. But male cheerleaders, again, have been around for a minute, and they're not the only team.
Yeah, I mean,
Ravens,
a lot of teams have male cheerleaders, and look at college football. It's always the dude with the tight shirt and the big megaphone-looking thing, grabbing girls and pushing them up by their butt.
Look, and I get that, and as a cheer dad, I guess I have a teenage daughter who's cheerleading for her high school team. Yeah, I get everyone has their opinions, but I think the most solid squads are the ones that have the assistance and strength of a Blaze Sheik, right? Because it's no longer the rah stuff. It's you're trying to get noticed out there. You want to be flipped around.
Could I give you the flip argument of this?
Absolutely. But as far as stunts and everything, it does help out with the squad.
I don't care.
I know.
I don't care at all if there are male cheerleaders. Stay in your own lane. Who really cares? However, I will say this. Cheerleading competitions, which my wife did in college. My wife was a college cheerleader.
Yeah.
They're doing stunts and flips and dips and all that, and they need the strength of a man for certain moves. In the NFL and pro sports, they're not really doing that. They're doing more choreographed, fun little dances in between TV timeouts. And we got to remember, watch the Dallas Cowboy cheerleading documentary, that docuseries.
Oh, America's Sweetheart
It
on
really,
Netflix.
Cheerleaders, we can't deny the fact that it really is primarily eye candy. And there's a lot of grown men that are like,
But that's also from a place of ignorance. And I I'm not saying I don't understand what you're talking about, but they're super talented.
They are talented.
They're super talented girls. They're former dancers and gymnasts.
They
it
are.
takes so much to get to that level.
No, they are, but I'm saying, again, I know the world of cheerleading competition. Again, my wife was very involved with that back in the day, but the NFL and a lot of the team cheerleaders, it's very highly competitive, but they're not doing these stunts like a competition. It's more creating a vibe, creating a scene, and I think that I don't think anyone should cancel anything. That's extreme and ridiculous, right? To be like, I'm canceling my tickets. What type of homophobe are you to do something like that? But my point is, it is eye candy for a primarily dude audience. Primarily. I don't know.
Get it. We're painting in broad strokes, but part of the debate is, no, it's not even that there's male cheerleaders, because they're not the first or the last.
Yeah.
It's that they're like the centerpiece of the team.
Yeah, I don't think
those are who they're promoting.
I don't think anyone really wants that. All right, well, hey, maybe we'll
There's
discuss
other things to worry about.
More tomorrow and some more fun and NFL and baseball and hypotheticals. Thanks for letting us fill in for Deep People. See you tomorrow. Arrivederci, baby.
See you in the promised land.
Goodbye, Dan Patrick Nation. Good night.
Later.
Hey, good night.